Welcome, everybody, to the Halloween edition of House of Sounds podcast. I am your local hug dealer, Hug Hogan, Hug Hefner, the Huggernaut, Snuggles McCudley Face, live and direct in the building. Thank you all for listening in to this particular podcast. It has been a while since we have made a podcast, and we are missing a couple of folks, but we gained someone in addition. I am here, and we are here with, as always, AP Nina.
AP Nina, Alice in the building, a.k.a. AP Nina, a.k.a. Apple, a.k.a. the baddest bitch in Portland.
Certified baddest bitch of Portland.
Yeah.
I'm quoting her. I'm not,
I'm a believer.
I'm not
Certified.
I walked in here unsure
damn,
who the baddest bitch in Portland was. Now I know.
Yeah.
So, introduce yourself, sir. My brother from the same mother
Yes.
and father,
Allegedly.
allegedly.
Wow. It's going to get deep.
Hey, it's Halloween. We're going to share
That's
some.
right.
we're
Tell
gonna
all the secrets.
share some areas.
All the dirty secrets.
Introduce yourself.
I don't have a cool AK. I'm just Kashan, that dude.
That dude.
That dude.
The one in the hat.
That dude.
Copy McPasty. Oh.
Wait, come on now. Thank you. I didn't want to draw it out of you. I wanted to
fine.
copy McPasty. That
Yes.
is, if that is not a DJ name,
Well,
then I don't
there
know
we
what
go.
it is. So it is.
Wow, that's kinda dope.
We are on the eve of Hallows Eve. Wait, is Halloween Hallows Eve, or is the day after or before Halloween Hallows Eve?
Hallows Eve is tomorrow.
Man, do I look like a 17th century cleric? What are you doing?
Yeah,
Like
Hallows
Cotton Mather?
Eve.
I mean, you're older than I am, so I
That's true.
just assume that you're smarter than I am.
well,
And you have more knowledge. You got at least 2 years more of knowledge than I do. So,
Well, just assume I spent that playing video games.
okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I mean,
fair
that's
enough.
pretty much
I'll
where it all
take that.
went. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we are here celebrating Halloween. All things considered, it is a COVID-y Halloween. It's just weird. It's
Yeah.
all just weird. But, happy Halloween to the folks who celebrate it. If not, happy Sunday to those who just don't give a shit. And a very merry birthday to the rest of y'all. So we are going to be discussing things Halloween themed, particularly scary movies. But we are going to start off with the round the robins. Ben, what was your favorite costume that you wore as a kid?
Oh, wow. So, can I start? Can I go?
Yes.
Okay. So I was one year, my parents, I think they went to Paris, and a good friend of my mom's recently, she passed away. Loretta, rest in peace. She watched me, and I was probably like 11 or so, and she made me a Dorothy costume from scratch.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
Like, she,
Dorothy
like,
from
dress,
Wizard of Oz,
the
Dorothy?
Wizard of Oz, Dorothy.
Wow.
She asked me what I wanted to be, and she said, just choose whatever you want. And I was like, I kind of want to be, like, I was obsessed with Wizard of Oz, like the original movie. And I always wanted to be Dorothy. So she went and found a pattern and made me this dress.
Did she give you the red slipper? They were shoes, right? They weren't slippers. They were. Were they slippers? They had a heel. They had a heel to them.
They called them I don't know.
Yeah,
They were
her red slippers. Or...
her ruby.
Ruby red slippers.
Yeah. But they weren't slippers. Damn
And
it.
I feel like in the
Pisses me
book
off.
they might have been.
Well, yeah. I mean,
The book was written.
but yeah, and Cinderella had glass slippers, but them shits were heels.
That's true.
That was some strong glass.
But Cinderella's, those were heels too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they called them slippers.
I feel lied to.
We've all been lied to. Santa Claus was a lie.
Oh, don't get me started on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so pretty much Dorothy. And I had a fake, like a dog, stuffed dog that Toto.
Nice.
Pull it all together.
I feel like Dorothy, it just isn't complete without Toto.
Yeah. And I had a basket instead of like a bag. I had a basket.
Yeah. Man, you really gotta love somebody to be like, I will sew you an entire dress.
Yeah, she was an amazing woman. She was like one
great.
of my mom's friends for a long time. She was a lot older though than my mom, so she lived a long life. But yeah,
God bless.
She was dope.
Right on.
Sounds like.
Copy McPasty.
And I remember she wouldn't curse. She would say, instead of she would mess up or something would happen, she would say sugar.
Oh,
sugar.
oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, gall darn it to heck.
Yeah, she was like, "Oh, sugar," and I'm like, "What?"
Drat dash and double drat.
I'm like, "This is weird." My parents say shit.
Oh. Oh, find me in the Alps.
yeah,
That's fantastic.
yeah.
So yeah, Copy McPasty. What was your favorite?
Man, I'm so old. I can barely. I think it was a crayon one year.
Wow.
Like the world's fattest
remember
crayon.
that.
But then,
You weren't fat. No.
well, I mean,
I remember because you and your friend were crayons.
that may be true. But I seem to remember, and your memory is better than mine. But I think that one year, Mom actually sprung for an actual. Remember that Alf mask? Remember Alf, the
Of
TV
course,
show, right?
The Alf mask was
Right, and she
historic.
actually sprung because she was a homemade costume person,
Yeah.
right? Like the
Yeah.
crayon, I think she maybe just melted some wax on my head and said, "Get out there, get your candy." But she actually paid money
Yeah.
for this mask, and I think I was Alf from the time I was like 8 till the time I turned like 24.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I just want to paint this picture right here because it was just the Alf mask. There was no Alf.
No, there was no
costume.
Alf costume.
So-
it was the
so-
Alf mask and a poncho,
So imagine,
and like my corduroy pants.
yeah, it was a
Yeah.
it was this dark blue poncho. So he was
Right,
wearing this dark
right.
blue poncho with the Alf mask,
Right.
and it was the stuff of nightmares.
Wow.
It was absolutely the scariest
Yeah.
costume I think I've
But
ever
it
seen,
wasn't
'cause-
meant to be scary. It was meant
No,
because
not.
Alf was a pretty.
But it was the
lovable-
it was the
Yeah.
poncho. The poncho is what did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it looked like a scene from what was that Bruce Willis movie? Was that Unbreakable?
Sure. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was that. It was just like
It
that.
was
yeah,
just like
yeah.
that. So it was just,
Except with an Alf head instead of a Bruce Willis head. it
So
was
just
an Alf head,
just
yeah.
imagine Alf in this blue like almost leather poncho
Yeah.
walking down the street.
And I mean, I've been this tall since I was about 10.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's a
you
giant
were-
Alf.
Wow.
I mean,
Yeah,
he was in
poncho.
the second grade and he was towering above
Yeah.
like most of the kids, like the fifth graders and everything.
That's right, yeah.
He really did look like just like a small adult that just wanted to come
Yeah.
onto the playground.
Just waddling around.
yeah.
I'm Alf.
It's like I feel like a couple of the teachers were like looking at you with suspicion. It's like, okay, who is that?
Yeah, like,
Obviously not a student here. He's got to be a high schooler.
Yeah.
Who's he about to murder?
Right, right.
Damn.
No,
And
it
the
was-
poncho was big enough. I could have had an axe.
Yeah,
I could have had
no,
two
you
axes.
could have had
I could have had a
anything.
sword. A broad, like one of them big.
You're
You're gonna
Braveheart
have to
swords.
dig up some pictures. I gotta see.
That,
the
we
proof
don't
of
have
that.
any pictures of it. That's
Yeah.
the
Damn.
regrettable thing
Oh,
about
that's
it.
a shame.
Yeah,
That's a shame.
it was, and I'm pretty
'Cause
sure
Alf
there's.
was like, I was a big fan of Alf.
Yeah, no, Alf. It was at the apex of Alf's
Hard to
popularity.
explain Alf to young people.
It was so
Yeah.
it was so creepy. I think Mom actually had to buy some goofy looking glasses so
Oh,
that
I remember
it would.
that. Yeah, yeah.
It was like
the
those big
novelty,
novelty glasses,
yeah.
just so people wouldn't
Right.
be scared shitless.
Right.
That's how scary it
Yeah,
was.
well, you were Alf last year. Now you're Sunglass Elf.
Yeah.
Try not to scare any more children.
Right.
That's
Please,
funny.
please be sure not to kill anybody.
I do
this year.
remember like the third or fourth year with the Alf mask. I think I wanted to be a zombie.
I remember that.
And like I don't know, and again, this was back in the 80s, early 90s. There was no safety or regulation, so she got some kind of lead-based fucking paint. It painted my face, and my face broke out
Oh,
super
man.
bad. So I was
That's
Alf again.
right. That's right.
Damn.
I was Alf
Yeah,
again.
so-
Like I took the mask off to show some friends, and they were like, "No, put that
Yeah, put-
creepy
yeah, put-
mask
yeah,
back
put it back
on.
on."
You got some problems.
Yeah.
Candy's not gonna fix that."
Yeah, I can safely say that back in the Halloween days, our mom used Halloween as an excuse to make us up.
Yeah.
Because she wouldn't buy us costumes. I mean,
No,
she would make costumes or either make us up into something that she just wanted to do because she didn't have a daughter at the time until a little later on when we adopted Alexis. But yeah, she I remember the robots, the sewed up robot costumes that she had us wear for
Oh,
like
that's
3 years.
right. Yeah, the one that sewed in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it was.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
really kind of, it was cool in a way, but it was it was like, okay, it was a sewed up robot. So we're sitting here looking like cloth robots
Right.
that just never got introduced to electricity. And
Yeah.
I think yours was like a green one and mine was a
Yeah, I
dark
forgot
blue
all
one.
about that. Yeah.
And one of Sean's friends called me a pinball machine, and then I beat him up.
That's true.
Which was just like, don't you dare call me. My
story.
mom made this
Yeah.
for me. And then I feel like there was at least 1 or 2 years where she made us punk rockers.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So again, mom loved to just use Halloween as an excuse to make us up because she just had a thing about that. So we didn't know what punk rockers were. It was like the late 80s. So she just like took makeup and put it all over our faces,
Right.
gave us her exercise leggings and some
That is
tights
hilarious.
and like a couple of ripped shirts that
Yeah,
weren't
that's
ours.
right.
I don't even know how we fit into them, but she made it work because it was actually looked pretty good. But yeah, we were
Yeah.
sitting there
Good
looking
idea.
like a couple of extras from Howard the Duck. It was just,
That's funny.
it was insane.
Oh my gosh, Howard the Duck. That was my.
Yeah.
That was the first time
was-
you saw duck boobies in the beginning.
I know, right?
was
And they got
weird.
away with it. It was
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
it was
right.
I want to say it
Yeah.
was rated PG, and they fully got away
There's
with not
like a duck
not just
boob
duck
in the
boobs,
beginning, and I was like,
but
wow,
but
this is really weird. And
yeah, but
uncomfortable.
interspecies lovemaking, like
That's
they got
right.
away with that one.
Yeah, that was a really
It
weird
was
movie.
yeah,
That
it
was really weird.
the
Like
first Marvel movie.
that's right.
Was it?
Yeah,
Yes.
it might have been. No,
But-
they
yeah.
actually made a couple of like super cut rate like Captain America movies.
Yeah,
and
but this
stuff
was
in
like
the 70s.
introduced
But
to
yeah.
the theater.
I mean, it was
first
it was
cinematic.
actually a theater.
Yeah,
it-
Howard the
it-
Duck.
I didn't know
Howard the
that.
Duck was
Yeah.
a Marvel character, and for
more
some
you
reason,
know.
out of all of the Marvel characters that
Yeah.
you could have made a movie after, Howard the Duck.
Well, it was kind of
I
like
didn't
we were
even know he
talking
was a
about
Marvel character.
before we started recording. Cocaine.
Yes, cocaine.
They said, "Well, we could do Captain. No, we could do no Iron Man.
no,
No, Incredible Hulk. No. Howard the Duck.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and I mean to be fair, that whole movie was a cocaine trip.
Yeah, for
especially
sure.
with the Dark Overlords, which I'm just like they
Right.
look like big giant scorpions that mated with boogers, and somebody.
Do you
gave
think
them-
Disney has killed that? Do you think they've like purchased all the copies and burned them? Because they're bringing Howard the Duck back.
Yeah. Oh, they already brought him back. He was in
Oh.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Was he?
Yeah, he was one of the captured people in was it Nowhere?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he had a little
Listen,
after.
I gotta catch up.
Okay.
I'm lost.
Yeah. Seth Green.
Seth Green.
voiced
That's
him.
right. He was in the
Oh.
cartoons that just came. The What If?
Yeah.
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 That's
he's-
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
So Halloween themed story of what the fuck. So Howard the Duck. Okay, there was an actor in Howard the Duck, and I can't remember his name. But he's a tall redhead guy
Jeffrey something.
Jeffrey something.
I can't remember.
who was in Ferris Bueller.
Yeah.
he was the principal in
in,
Ferris
in
Bueller.
Beetlejuice.
He was in That's right.
Yeah.
We just watched that with the kids. He was in Beetlejuice. He was in a bunch of the other Tim Burton movies, like Sleepy Hollow. He played like some old weird town elder guy.
Yeah, he was.
And so he had this run where he was in like a lot of Tim Burton Halloween-ish movies. And in the 80s and early 90s, he was real big. And it was like, oh, like what happened to that guy?
Right, he was in what was that with the guy from Three's Company? About the demonic, he was the devil in like a demonic TV that ate people and stole
Sure,
this.
sure.
Don't touch that dial. or
Maybe so,
something
yeah.
something like
But he
that.
was in a lot of those kind of late 80s, early 90s
Yeah.
horror movies, yeah. Well, the real horror story is I guess he's a big fucking pedophile.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
Well, yeah, I just found
Yeah.
I was searching for him
Yeah.
after we watched
he
Beetlejuice.
got caught a couple of times.
Holy
Oh,
shit,
gosh,
man.
this guy, he looks like he's kind of creepy.
Well, I
looking.
mean, now that you know that he's terrible, it's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah,
I
how
mean,
could
I'm
you
not
not know
shocked
that?
after
Right.
I remember
As it
who you were
turns out, the
talking
big
about.
fucking creep in real
Right.
life plays a good big fucking creep in a
Yeah,
movie.
yeah. Who'd
Yeah.
have thought that his creepy principal thing
Right.
wasn't
Tim Burton's
necessarily
like, oh,
an
this
act.
guy's a natural
Yeah,
being a creep.
it wasn't all an act. Like
No.
it was legitimate. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
But you recognize that guy.
Yeah,
He was in a
for
bunch
real.
of stuff.
What's his actual name? Is Jeffrey
Jones.
Oh, man.
There we go.
Well, fuck
yeah.
you, Jeffrey Jones.
Yeah.
Burn in hell.
Here's like kind of looks more like how he used to look back in the day.
Yeah, Mom and Dad Saved Mars. He was in that movie.
He was in a bunch of
All
stuff,
that
man.
stuff.
He was in a
a
bunch
lot
of
of
stuff.
the late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, he was
Yeah.
he was an 80s,
80s.
90s staple. And
Yeah.
just
Ew.
disappeared and now, yeah. Oh. Fucked up all those Halloween movies.
Also in Beetlejuice, a young Catherine O'Hara, who is the mom from Schitt's Creek.
I have no
See,
idea.
I don't
who
watch
that
a lot
is.
of.
Yeah. Who did she play? Oh, is she the little girl?
No, that was
No. I mean like the little.
She was
is
the
she
wife.
Oh.
the redhead wife, the one who did the Banana Boat song.
Oh, in Home Alone.
Yeah.
Oh, they're
She-
doing
now
a
she-
remake of that. Did you see it?
Oh God, why?
Wait, is that real?
is Macaulay
Yeah.
is Macaulay
He-
Culkin
no,
in
he-
it?
he's not gonna do it.
I thought
Then
I
I
was
don't
having a
wanna-
fever dream.
I don't
I
wanna
thought
know.
I was
No,
a little
they're
sick.
really gonna do a thing, and I don't
Why?
know.
They-
Macaulay Culkin said he's not coming back, so it's kind of like,
Understandable.
what's the point?
No, there's no point.
I guess they're gonna maybe have a new. They can have. a
No,
new
they
kid.
they already did that. They had Home Alone 3 and it was complete and utter garbage.
Huh?
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
there's
trash.
just some movies
Absolute
they just
trash.
shouldn't bring back, like the Coming to America. I'm sorry, I was gonna stand on that.
yeah.
That was trash. I'm so mad about that.
It was maybe one of my favorite movies of all time, and I just refuse to see the second one. I just can't do
You
it.
didn't miss
I,
it.
I
Yeah,
can't
you
do
didn't.
it.
I
I
almost didn't watch it, but
It was
when I
it was
finally did, I'm
okay.
like, damn, why did I do
It was
that?
okay. I think the best part about it was like the multitude of cameos that were in there
Yeah.
because they really had just
They
like
overdid
a
the
ton.
cameo.
Well, because who
Yeah.
wouldn't want to? Can't I mean, especially since it was like it's Eddie Murphy. It's not like they redid it with some like the new Fresh Prince of Bel Air or something. You know.
But I think that's going to be dope though. That one's like going to be. Did you see the fan made version of it?
Look,
was
I
pretty
saw
good.
I saw the fan made version. There are some things that don't need to be remade, right? There are
Fair
plenty
enough, fair
of people who want to tell new stories that could touch you in the way that, or could touch the kids now the way that the Fresh Prince of Bel Air was for us, right? There are plenty of people struggling to get their ideas out. We do not need to bring back. I don't want to see the new Fresh Prince. I want to see something different. I
fair
don't want to
enough.
see don't bring Cheers back.
Of course, they
love that
don't
show.
bring Who's the Boss. I love those shows too. I can watch them in reruns. We don't have to bring them back.
well
Like,
maybe what they can do is they can do what they did with Living Single and turn it into Friends and just reverse it.
right, yeah, like reverse it back.
Yeah, reverse it back.
Yeah.
So yeah,
There may be some justice.
maybe
to it.
maybe they'll like have a Seinfeld, except it's
Right.
going to be just like a whole bunch of Latino people
But
or,
see,
or
here's the
Latinx
thing.
people.
And this is again why I'm broke sitting on your couch as opposed to making movies myself. But I would say this: do I really want to pay $18 to go see the 28th Halloween movie? No. Would I pay $14 to go see the original Halloween movie on the big screen? Yes.
I paid $22 to see the original Transformers.
I know, and I'm
movie.
Oh,
sorry I
how
missed
was that?
Oh, I mean, it was great because it was my first time actually seeing the original animated movie on the big screen.
Right, sure.
So yeah, and like my friend Marley, like she didn't care about Transformers, but she was kind enough to go with me.
Right.
So I'm just like, oh yay, and I'm just like living it up and everything, and just like having a ball, and she's cracking up because it's so stupid.
Right.
Because again, 80s cartoons are just stupid.
Right.
And no, I had a good time. And I was just like, oh man, and I did tear up a little bit when Optimus died. I'm not gonna lie to y'all.
Of course you did.
Because I knew I knew that Optimus died before I even watched the movie.
Right.
Because they started as was the 80s. They didn't show movies on TV until 2 years after the actual movie came on. So
Yeah.
season 3 of Transformers was already on, so I already knew Rodimus replaced Optimus, and I was like, okay, but I didn't know the circumstances of Optimus's death, and I was like, oh my god, like they took everybody out, and I want to say Optimus Prime had the longest death scene of all time until Buffy the Vampire Slayer came out.
It was very dramatic.
Yeah, it was
For a
traumatic as hell.
cartoon about talking robots, it was incredibly
Yeah,
dramatic.
extremely.
Yeah.
Like kids lock themselves into their like. First of all, how did y'all even have locks? Because there were no locks in our house. Absolutely, by any. It's like locked themselves in. I was like, wow, the privilege. But yeah, they locked themselves in their rooms and didn't come out after 2
Yeah.
weeks.
Stay out.
It's like Optimus Prime died. It's like
The thing I
get
love
out. You
about
stink.
that movie is, I mean, the Optimus Prime scene is the most, I guess, sort of like dramatic and like, oh my god, like impactful.
Yeah.
But the way that they sort of killed off all of the other characters in like the first 4 minutes. Like, so as you're a
It's
kid and you're
insane.
watching Transformers, And Transformers, the original Transformers, let's be clear, it was just a half-hour long commercial.
Yeah,
right.
no.
It was designed to sell toys.
Yeah,
right?
that's all 80s cartoons.
Right.
Like,
So
that's what it
theoretically,
was.
you would watch your Transformers show for 2 years. You got your little toys. You got your Ironhide toy, your Prowl toy, and your race car toy, and all this kind of stuff. And then you're excited. The movie, your parents finally take you to the movie. You sit down, and they just kill off all your favorites. Are dead, and not like dramatic, like there's a story. No. Just like Megatron comes in. What's up, bitches? Everyone's dead, and not just like dead, but like ugly death.
Executed.
Yeah,
it wasn't just dead.
like hardcore death.
No,
right?
it's
like a Rambo
Like,
movie.
they got fucked up.
Yeah.
No, they
I just saw Ironhide's brains. Oh my god.
It's like they executed, like they shot one dude and his whole head got turned to flame. I'm just like, wait a minute.
This is in the movie.
This is in the movie.
Wow.
No, mind you, in the original cartoon, Transformers, like they get hit, but there was no damage to them.
No one ever died in the cartoon.
It was just like a stun. It was just, Starscream had his little null ray and it slowed him down and everything. It's like, I don't know if I can make it. And it's like, you'll be okay. Friendship, you're good. But literally in the
right off the bat, the opening
minute,
sequence is just murking all your favorite Transformers.
Yeah,
are dead.
I mean,
you like Ratchet?
No, he's dead.
He's dead.
The medic.
Yeah.
He was the medic.
Yeah.
They killed the medic.
And like
Damn.
the Transformers are dying with like their mouths hanging open and eyes going dark.
No,
like,
just to paint a picture.
This movie?
This was Have you never seen that?
It was
No.
Oh wait, you and I are watching that movie, friend. No, like Ironhide's death was just so tragic because Ironhide not only did he get shot up multiple times, and you could see every single laser coming into his body, so he's got holes and shit. And then when Megatron does his we're victorious and we're about to kill even more of them speech, Ironhide walks up to him and wraps his arms around his leg and says no, and Megatron just looks down and is just like such heroic nonsense and one shots and blows his head off. He executed that dude.
Clean off.
Executed that dude.
Yeah.
And it didn't stop there because finally, none of the Decepticons actually died, which I was like, that's kind of messed up. They went through hell and then they got reformatted.
Yeah.
And then after Megatron, who got his ass beat, got reformatted into Galvatron, he one-shotted Starscream in the best scene that entire movie.
That's true.
Which I was like, okay, because they made Starscream the leader and everybody was like, no. This is not how it's going to turn, because it was Starscream. Nobody wanted Starscream to be the leader, and then Galvatron just came, one shot at him, turned him into a crisp. And not only is it such a great scene, but it's also hilarious when you watch all the other Decepticons in that scene.
Right.
But yeah, they killed him, and then the opening scene was Unicron, and he killed a whole planet.
Yeah. Just did a quick genocide.
An entire civilization just got killed.
And again, for a toy commercial,
killed by
no one ever died. To go from that to the big screen, turn on the music.
Brutal.
It is by far the most violent movie I have actually ever seen.
Were you ever a Transformer for Halloween?
No.
Wow.
You were a Sonin robot.
Yeah, I was a Sonin robot.
A Sonin robot.
So
how did you can go to the bathroom?
No, we could go to it. It was like an apron, so all you had to do is just lift up and.
Okay. When I'm thinking sewn in, like you were sewn into a costume.
No.
Okay. I was like, wow.
The costume was sewn into the
dedication.
fabric. Yeah.
Okay.
And I didn't even mention my favorite costume.
Yeah, what's your favorite costume?
Yeah, so my favorite costume as a child was in 7th grade when I was Cabal from Mortal Kombat.
Ooh.
So
I can see it.
Mom had these, the face mask, with the filters and everything like that. And when Mortal Kombat 3 came out, it was like 6th or 7th grade, and Cabal was like my favorite character. So how am I going to do this?
Right.
So I actually had a shirt that looked like his shirt, and I had the pants to match, and the shoes and everything, because he basically looked just like a dude who went to gym, but has a face mask because he got messed up. And so I just put the face mask on, wrapped it up. I did my hair some kind of a way. I don't remember too much. I just remember the face mask and just walked around. Nobody knew what I was because the only people that knew what Mortal Kombat was were kids my age.
Right.
And no adult knew who Cabal was. So I'm just walking around there just wearing this. Nobody knows exactly what I'm doing, but I'm still getting candy. So Fuck it.
Right.
I don't care. And so me and my friend Michael, we were just walking around doing trick or treating. We were, like 12, whatever age you are in the 7th grade. And by the time that whole night was over, because again, I'm wearing this rubber mask.
Right.
And I'm sweating, I'm walking. So by the time the whole night is done, there's like this reservoir of sweat and condensation at the bottom of the mask.
Wow.
And I just like pour it out and I'm just like, oh man, that's really, really kind of gross. But again, I got mad candy that day because, we were a little bit older. So we were allowed to walk around the neighborhood just a little bit more. And that was the last time I trick-or-treated. Cause
I was going to ask that. When was the last time? I was thinking about, I was probably like 11 or 12 the last time I trick-or-treated.
yeah, and just around that age.
Yeah.
I
I
think
was
12.
like a 70s like hippie. I had a big old afro. And yeah.
Again, thanks to our mom, I didn't have anything to be in the 6th grade. So she turned me into an old man.
That works.
Yeah. So she bought some hairspray, of course, and mom wanted to just any time she wanted to do somebody's face with makeup, she would take and leap at that opportunity. So she drew me like this fake beard and everything, sprayed my hair silvery, gave me one of my dad's old like jackets from 1970. And
Yeah, sure.
yeah,
Oh,
and
that's
so
funny.
yeah, and of course the funny thing about it is I went to school looking like this, but then gym happened, and anybody that knows Whitaker Middle School during gym time was probably like the funnest time ever because there was a complete tumble room underneath the basketball court.
That's right.
And like there was like this trampoline that you could jump and do flips off of, and they had the Olympic rings and everything that you could just swing. Like that was kind of like the coolest thing about Whitaker was just the gym. It was because Whitaker used to be Adams High School, and Adams was supposed to be the state of the art high school in the 70s. And then for whatever reason, it got closed down, got turned into
For whatever reason.
Yeah, well,
Whatever reason.
Whatever
Okay,
reason.
so here's the thing. I was trying to explain this. So the building was commissioned, and the winning bid was from this architect in San Diego who built the school for Southern California, right? So it was like a 1970s, like San Diego
state
type
of the art.
school,
It
but
was state of art. At
none
the
of
time.
the windows opened, right?
Well, I mean, that's why they closed down Whitaker, but is that why they closed down Adams?
Yeah. So it was a funding issue, but also they knew early on that like the building was
they
falling
did?
apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because it was,
Of course.
and it was
Wow.
on top of a radon pit. I mean, it was so bad they can't build anything where they tore it down.
Yeah.
like
Well,
in the middle of
Dang.
Northeast
Oh, so they
Portland, it's
can't.
still a pit.
No. So part of the reason why they can't build anything, is the radon.
And that
But
track is still there. And,
Yeah, the track
Yeah.
is still there. But the thing about it is that because there were no windows that opened
Right.
in that building, and it was a solid concrete building,
Yeah.
like
With no ventilation
it
system.
magnified the radon buildup.
Ooh.
So we were, especially those of us who were located at the bottom of the building.
Yeah,
Your local hug dealer included,
Yeah.
which probably explains a whole lot of quirks.
right.
But yeah, we were exposed to radon, and then the kids in the upper part of the building were exposed to asbestos
Yeah.
because it was built
And
in that
mold.
time when asbestos was
And horrible mold. Yeah,
Well, yeah, absolutely.
horrible mold.
And then if you combine that with the roaches that probably fled in from Mr. Burger, it was not the best
Mr. Burger.
situation.
I always
ever.
like to point that out to people. Like, look, it was so bad that in the middle of the most desirable neighborhood in Portland, they literally cannot build anything on
Yeah.
it. It's
Ever.
just empty.
No, I mean not unless they have a whole radiation crew come in and strip it of the
So
radiation.
it's probably like not good for that area at all. Like that's not an ideal.
Well, so the way I guess that I guess, and I'm not a specialist or whatever, but apparently it's kind of like a pit. It's kind of like contained. So as long as there's like the big cement Laughing shit on top.
Yeah.
Well, and then
Wow.
the vegetation there also absorbs part because
Yeah, you can't eat anything there,
Yeah,
but the
no.
open air track is fine because it's theoretically it's
Oh,
not.
it
Yeah,
is.
the problem
Well,
with the
yeah.
radon was it was getting trapped in the building that had no ventilation. They had to
Yeah,
open
they
windows.
did not have
no ventilation.
any open,
That's
which kind of
crazy.
explains why they kept the doors open in the winter.
I wonder
Yeah.
if that's
Because-
why my parents, didn't send me there. I went up the street to Trinity Lutheran. I didn't go there.
Well, it's good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you. I'm so glad we got all those perfect attendance certificates.
Oh yeah, and this is totally off. Well, it's kind of on this subject, but we're getting off the subject.
Of course.
But they're, I guess, supposedly changing the name of Jefferson
Really?
High School
To what?
which bothers me. But I mean, it does and doesn't. I understand. Yes,
Yeah.
I understand why they're changing it. I don't know. It's like,
Well, yeah, I mean,
what are they going to
you know,
change it
it's-
to?
Well, I mean, if they follow the suit of Wilson, and change it to Ida B. Wells Barnett, and they do something similar with Jefferson,
Okay,
I'm
then,
all,
yeah,
I'm
I'd be
all for it because
yeah, for sure.
I mean, when I found out that Wilson was being changed to Ida B. Wells Barnett, like I was just like, that is the
That's
best,
awesome.
best
Yeah,
thing that ever. Especially when you consider like, I don't know if the two had a relationship, but Ida B. Wells Barnett was a very massive critic of Woodrow Wilson.
Because Woodrow Wilson was a hunk of shit.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
may very well be the most racist
I mean-
non-slave owning president of all time. Like he's the one who endorsed
Wow, that's pretty-
Birth of a
Yeah.
Nation. Like he literally said that is going to be the best piece of cinematic magnificence ever.
It's true.
I mean, this was like 1919, so he didn't know nothing about movies, so he was just jumping the gun on that one.
Right.
It's like you just
No,
flat
but
out
he
said-
had the Klan and shit up to the White House.
yeah, no, he
all
was,
about it,
he was the worst.
Yeah.
He was complete.
Damn.
nut.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
pretty bad.
yeah. He's probably like just one burning cross away from Andrew Jackson bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was trash. So the fact that they changed it to Ida B. Wells Barnett, I was just like, man,
Yeah.
go ahead. And it was the kids who did it, which I thought was awesome.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
really awesome.
Yeah, they really did. And then the staff was supportive. I was like, man, I wish we had that fucking
There's
staff when I
hope.
was at Wilson.
I know, there's
Yeah.
hope.
Yeah,
the future.
so good on you kids.
But I was kind of wondering about Jefferson, like that you can't. I mean, if you're gonna rename Woodrow Wilson High School, I mean Thomas Jefferson,
I hope
right there.
I hope
Yeah.
they rename it Sally Hemings.
that would be
I just wish
Wow, that'll be.
that
Yeah,
they name
that
it
would be
Sally,
amazing.
Sally Hemings because she deserves that from all the shit that she had to go through.
yeah.
Yeah, but it's like only
So-
thing I'm kind of like meh about it because I graduated from Jefferson.
Right. Fair
Shout
enough.
out to the demos.
Yeah.
And then my son in a few years he wants to go there, so
Good for him.
Right on.
we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, because I do think like it is weird because Jefferson, when you say Jefferson High School in Portland, Oregon, especially for people that were born and raised here,
Yeah.
you really don't think about Thomas Jefferson, right? You think about
No, you-
this,
Yeah.
the sort of
I'm
Bunch
I'm
of
pretty
Center
sure.
of black
kids,
excellence.
But it's not
Pretty
like
sure-
that anymore.
No.
Pretty sure there's like a handful of people that think it's George Jefferson High School.
I mean,
yeah, it was.
George-
if you'd have
Jefferson,
told
that's
me in
funny.
1993 that it was George Jefferson,
We're like, yeah, of course it is.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
Fair play to you.
we moving on up, right?
Yeah.
Except for that big statue that's in the back.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Where-
it's not
which
there anymore.
I know. I
But the
saw
fact
them
that
take it down.
that school has even survived with, I mean, every year they try to close that school down for one bullshit reason or another.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. They really did just
Oh.
try to close Jeff down.
For a long time. I mean, keep Roosevelt open, but close Jefferson down, and it was a whole thing for years.
Yeah.
for years.
A lot
And
of
that
talent
school-
came out of Jefferson
Oh,
High School.
come on.
A lot of people that I
Man.
graduated with went on to do some big,
Yeah.
major things.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I remember like a friend of mine was a valedictorian of Jefferson. I was like, good for you.
Yeah, no, Jefferson
Went on
was-
to Harvard.
Yeah.
No, it's an incredible school, man. An incredible
Yeah.
school.
Shout
I mean,
out to what Aaron, is it Aaron Miles?
Yeah, Aaron
was
Miles,
a
that's
coach,
right.
and then Carlita Lewis. She was our class president. She's
Mm-hmm.
a doctor here in Portland now.
Yeah.
There's a few people I can't
Yeah.
think of the name. So
No, Jefferson's like it's a staple. So I know a lot of people are uncomfortable with that, but At the same time, like if they do name it after a dope person, I'm just gonna be like, yeah.
Yeah.
But I do get it, man, because when I hear the name Jefferson High School, like I definitely don't think of Thomas Jefferson.
Yeah, you don't think of
all-
Thomas Jefferson.
No.
Yeah, I mean,
You
it's
think,
really
you think about probably half of the people that went to Jefferson High School.
especially in a city that has gotten significantly whiter since 1995. You know what I mean?
Is that
Like,
possible? Yeah, I guess it is.
Well, I mean, Omaha beat us for a couple of years, and then Salt Lake City had our number.
right. I guess it's gotten a little better in the past few years, but for a while, because what was happening is all the black people were moving out, right? So past
Yeah,
82nd,
let's not say
up
moving.
to Vancouver,
Let's
well,
not say
being moved
moving.
out, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
fair play. Yeah, so I mean, like I said, I just think that is one of those things that, like, again, when you're a recent transplant, you go, oh my God, Thomas Jefferson, blah
Right,
blah blah.
but
I get it,
We never associated it.
right? But yeah, for
The
us, when we
statue
heard
was like the
Jefferson
only
High
thing.
School, it was like, this is what we have.
I
This
remember
is-
like my former algebra teacher was actually the principal for Jefferson. I don't know if she still is or not. But shout out to Margaret Calvert. You know,
sure.
I was like, oh, she's the principal. Good for her.
That's awesome.
Good for her.
Back to Halloween.
Tangent. Pardon me.
We do it. It happens.
All right, so let's go ahead and get into Halloween candy. Let's go ahead and
Oh man.
finish the debate. What is the best candy for Halloween, and what was your best Halloween treat? Because sometimes Halloween can surprise you, and you don't get, a tiny little piece of candy. You can get something more spectacular. So, copy McPasty.
So all the questions at once, or should I take?
Yeah, all the questions at once. You just fire
Just
it
nail
out.
like,
Are you gonna have to come back? The best Halloween candy, you're gonna have to come back.
Oh, you
'Cause
gotta
I
think-
mean,
you
I
gotta
feel
think
like
about
I
it.
gotta overthink this a little bit because I feel like the best Halloween candy is not necessarily the best candy.
No,
it's the
it's
best
the best
candy
Hallow-
that you
it's
get
the
on
best
Halloween.
Hall- yeah.
Right, so I have to kind
Yeah,
of
you gotta pick.
I
Go
kinda have
through the
to-
specifics here.
right.
'Cause-
The best treat I ever got was one year we were late. We'd started late, and we had kind of started a little further away and worked our way in.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you remember, but the guy who used to live, like, not next door to the third house on the right, where the two little kids used to be and all
Yes,
that.
I remember.
You remember that?
I
We showed up
remember
late, and he was like, "I don't have anything. Here's $5 and some Pop-Tarts."
Wait, he gave you $5?
Yeah, I got a $5 bill and some Pop-Tarts.
Yeah, he just gave me some he didn't give me Pop-Tarts. He gave me what was it? Some Hostess cupcakes. I was
mean,
like, man, oh my
sure.
gosh, this is
Yeah.
the best. Yeah, I totally remember.
And it
that.
was so unexpected, and you could tell the guy was just fucking tired. He just wanted to go to bed.
He
Look-
took he took that
look,
away from
man.
his own children.
Yeah, look, man. Look,
Like how many Pop-Tarts did you have in that house
Yeah.
that you can just so freely give away? But at the time, our neighborhood was just loaded with children.
yeah, it was a lot of kids.
So yeah, I don't think a lot of people were prepared.
Yeah.
for
And he
the
looked like he
onslaught.
had an argument with the wife, like, "Honey, I'm telling you, this is not enough candy."
It's like, here, just get,
See, I told you. Give me that.
here, just give them a
Yeah.
box of cereal and we'll just
and
be
they probably
fine.
forgot to turn the porch light
Right.
off.
I mean,
you know,
that was
'cause
the
it
simplest
late, like, oh,
solution.
shit,
Just
the
turn the
light.
porch light off.
And then Saul was us, like, "Oh, we can't be an asshole to these people who live right, 3 houses down.
Right.
We got to find something for them.
Yeah.
What do you got?"
You gave me $5. Wow, that's a
The $5
I don't think
bill.
there are gonna be kids out there this year thinking about it.
well. I mean, COVID with every. I mean, I feel like trick or treating has not been as big as it has been since at least 1998.
Well, so that is not.
Because back in '98 they used to actually have trick or treating things at the mall.
They do,
Well, there's no malls.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there are malls, but
Yeah, they're
No,
kinda,
they're not
but
malls
it's not really
anymore.
malls.
Well,
They're,
Lloyd Centers,
they're not malls
ghost
anymore.
town.
They're just meh.
Yeah, it's just
They're just spaces that
Yeah.
have stores in it.
big space.
No, they don't even have stores anymore. It's just spaces.
Yeah, the food court at Lloyd Center, depressing.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's finally gotten to the food court because the
Oh, yeah, it's-
actual mall. The last time I took the seniors there, I was like, I'm sorry. I apologize to
Yeah,
them.
it's just
It's like, I'm sorry that I got wasted you guys this time.
Yeah.
I remember the malls in the way back, like, used to catch a lot of shit. Like, oh, this is just the sort of like it's nothing but capitalist decadence, and why there's these big places. Well, it's just, just a shrine
Reaganomics in full effect,
to
friend.
overconsumption and the whole thing, and like all that kind of stuff. But now, like, like that wasn't wrong, right? There's no, I mean, it
No,
wasn't.
I mean,
wrong
no, that was facts.
necessarily,
That was
right?
mad facts.
But to go through an empty sort of holdout shopping mall is one of the most depressing things.
I
Especially if you grew up going to a mall.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
especially when you spent most of your time as a teen at the mall.
Right,
It was
right.
like a
That
spot
was
to
a
be.
hangout spot. Yeah, to go
Yeah.
through, it's just like
Ice
walking
skating,
through
all
a
that.
graveyard.
No,
yeah.
No, I remember going through that with Jansen Beach when
Right.
Jansen Beach got gutted out.
Yeah.
And I was just
And
like,
the Ferris
man.
wheel.
Just
Or
like this
the-
is
whatever
the
the
merry-go-round. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they did have a Ferris wheel too. And
At one point.
now
At one point.
I know how like the seniors felt when the Ferris wheel and the roller coaster went out.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, like going to Jansen Beach in the late '90s was just so depressing because you were just like, oh my gosh, like this is Jansen Beach.
Yeah, and
Like,
then
they
it turned
hit-
into that weird, like,
And that was just strip mall type of deal, and every store had its own big thing. I remember just like that ice cream store that was there, and they had the bombest ice cream of all time. And they actually had like Halloween themed stuff where you could go trick or treating to each and every single store, and they'd give you stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
And then like Kmart's Christmas decorations, man, come on, bruh. They had a
Zillow
whole
used to be out there. Montgomery Wards.
yeah Montgomery.
Oh,
Yeah,
snap.
sure,
God, Montgomery.
sure.
not Montgomery.
So
Ward.
much time was wasted.
Heard
at
that
Montgomery.
time. That,
I feel like anybody that has ever been to Montgomery Wards knows this sound. Dee, 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 as the receipt was printing.
oh, I'm
yeah.
like, what?
I was like, what?
Now I know what you're talking
Yeah, you know
Now I know
exactly,
what
you
you're
know
talking about.
exactly
Now
what
I
I'm
was
talking
like,
about.
You lost me for a minute there.
Yeah, that's right. Man.
And the more stuff you bought, the longer that fucking thing was. 15 minutes of that damn thing printing out.
Yeah.
Oh, I hated Mom for that.
Yeah.
I was like, no, why did you bring us? I promise I will be a good boy. Just leave me at home.
But Montgomery Ward used to be cool because they also had like the video game section, like early like TurboGrafx 16,
that.
but they used to have like
You
display
had to
models.
go into a special area, didn't
yeah,
you?
that's right. That's
Is that
right.
the area that they turned into the bra and panties area?
Maybe
Because that
yeah.
kind of makes more sense.
Maybe, but yeah, it was the first time I ever saw a Nintendo or a TurboGrafx 16 in later years. But yeah, I mean, because Montgomery Ward sold everything.
They really did. They really
And
did.
you just
And I remember, like, just to keep ourselves occupied, we would just like play hide and seek in the, in the clothes racks. Because when you were little, they had like these big, gigantic clothes racks that would move.
Like the circular ones.
Well,
Yeah.
and the rectangular ones, they were just so huge, like you could hide in there
Yeah,
because
we used to do that.
because Mom for whatever reason just apparently did not know her bra size and took for damn ever looking for her bras. We're just like, really? How long does it take? And we just like would go play hide and seek.
It takes a long time, people.
Yeah, we didn't
It takes a
know.
long
We didn't
time.
know. It was one of those things that we didn't know about. It was one of those facts of life that nobody.
I kind
explained
of
to
always
us.
looked at it like she was like the changing room for her was kind of like the bathroom for me now. Like I'm not busy the
yeah.
whole time. I'm just enjoying the quiet.
Right.
I
Like-
agree
Fair
with
enough.
that.
Like
I
it wouldn't
think
Fair
surprise me
enough.
if she had like a couple of library books,
Right.
maybe a
moment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just have like the kids are out there playing,
Playing
hide and seek.
Yeah.
They're fine. Security will call if they do something stupid.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna take 15 minutes and just relax. And just have a
Fair enough.
time.
Fair enough. I mean, I'm not a parent, but I understand like being bothered. Just
Yeah,
like,
man.
fair
The
enough.
moments become because I mean when you're
Those
a
are
kid,
the
like why
precious
is it
few
taking mom 20 minutes
Yeah.
to try on pants?
Right.
What's
That's 'cause
going on?
Children can sense when you're trying to relax for a
That's
second.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Fair enough. I mean,
But yeah, I mean that's
you got to get it in somehow.
Yeah, you
so,
gotta do
all
what you gotta do, man.
Understandable.
Somebody just admitted to that. They said that I think it was Jada Pinkett. Was it Jada Pinkett or somebody said they go into the bathroom and they'll act like they have like bubble guts or something just to get some moments alone.
I feel like
Yeah.
at this
Yeah.
point,
Somebody.
Jada Pinkett will admit to anything at this point.
Oh gosh, I mean,
maybe she should admit to less.
that's a whole nother.
It's the whole thing.
That's a whole nother thing. I have my opinion on it.
I wouldn't be surprised if she was the one that killed Tupac.
Oh my god.
Well, no,
That's
let's.
It's just the reveal. This is the reveal of reveals at the Red Table Talk.
oh my god.
Shout out to Jada Pinkett though. No,
She loved Tupac for sure.
yeah, of course she did. Of course she did, and
Yeah.
Will knows.
Will knows.
He knows very well.
So here's the thing about that. I remember, and I actually had to consult with a friend of mine I went to high school with, but I remember the rumor going around way before the internet. Like when they first got together, that they had
An open.
some, right, yeah. Like they had a whole thing going on, and that it was,
Yeah, it was a
but
whole thing
but
on the
again,
net.
even back then, that it wasn't like a scandalous thing. It was just that's just how they did stuff, and that's just what it was.
I mean,
and they
yeah.
didn't really, and they were kind of open about it, right? And before the internet, it was before Facebook and
Yeah, this
Twitter
is
and
98,
this is
99,
before Black
yeah.
Planet. This
Yeah.
is before all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean,
this is the out groups.
right. So to hear her talk now, it is like, oh, well, that was not like an urban legend. I don't think like that was.
Right, so the tabloids were right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just kind
And
of.
I agree with it. And I mean, this could be a whole nother episode or a whole nother conversation, but I think that the way they live and the way they talk about it, like you don't own anybody,
Right.
You know, and you're partners. So, I mean, I don't know. It's with what you could handle, but
Right.
Right.
like, you know, if I ever go down that path, I know I fight against it, but if I do end up, you know, marrying somebody, why did that hurt to say? I don't know. But jeez.
Because it's
You know,
bull.
I would
No,
want
I'm
it
not
to
gonna
be
say
like
anything.
not the traditional like sleep in the same bed every single night and be in the same, you know, I don't know. It would definitely wouldn't be traditional. And I think they're kind of like that. I wouldn't be surprised if they have separate rooms, but they're
Right.
still, I mean,
at this point, they probably have separate houses just because they're that rich.
yeah, but I mean, it's just I think their love is very strong and very deep.
It
and
is,
It's like
yeah.
when you
Yeah.
grow, you change. Like there's stuff that I was into when I was, you know, in my 20s that
Right.
now I'm like, you know,
No. Yeah, but it's the honesty part. Like I said, I mean, she's maybe more honest than I would be in public, but I do think that honesty has probably served them well to be able to say to each other, "This is what I need. This is what I want.
Well, I'm
you know, can we
sure.
do this?
Yeah.
Can we do this?" And because it does seem like they are very much
yeah.
like they got a real deep thing happening.
Yeah.
And I think Jada brings that out of him because I've been following Jada since back in the day when she was on Different World and
Yeah.
just watching her on different talk shows and interviews.
right.
She's a very like, you know, deep person.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. Her and like Lisa Bonet, they were like my idols.
Right.
And they have that very kind of laid back kind of, you know.
Right.
Shout out to everybody.
And all their
on the
children
Different
are,
World.
you know, I don't know, they might have done their wild stuff, but they're really great
Oh,
humans.
they are sharp kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like, man. I mean, if I ever got into a relationship and my kids wound up like Will and Jada, Jada's kids, I'd be
Yeah, Jaden
satis-
and
I'd be-
Willow. Like
I'd be
Willow's a
satisfied. I'd be like,
very
you know what, I did a good job.
brilliant young woman.
Fantastic.
But it's the confidence too, and not like the fake confidence, like you got to be like you got to like talk yourself up all the time. But just
No, but
like
you're-
this is who you are.
yeah.
And it's okay. It's okay to go out in the world being who you are and don't try to change. And that's rare. That's hard to come by.
No, I
even
think-
when you're not famous.
No,
Like
when-
even if you work
when-
at the post office,
Yeah.
that's hard to do. And I
Like
think
when Jaden just like flat out said him and Tyler the creator, I was just like, okay, bro. Nice.
Look, I mean-
I think that was
confident.
I don't know if that was a. That
If it was just a
that
thing,
wasn't
cool.
real.
But if even like the confidence he had just
Yeah.
to say something
Right.
like that, and just
Yeah.
like, oh man, all right.
Yeah, I think they like
I
to
was like,
push
I
the
can see
button
it,
on
okay.
that a little bit.
Yeah,
but,
I mean-
but it's just like, I mean, shoot, he's very. I wouldn't be surprised, and I wouldn't be.
Yeah, I was
he's
like,
very
all right.
But he's like feeding the homeless. Like they're
Yeah,
really dope.
he's got a
like,
whole-
clean water and
the
stuff like
houseless,
that.
not homeless.
Free food for the houses. Yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
like, man, good on you, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, look, I mean, I just think that to have kids who are just sort of comfortable being what they are and you not force them to like change or conform. Yeah. I mean, that's we
absolutely.
could all do with more of that. And I say that as a parent, like,
Yeah.
you know, like I should give my kids a
So
little.
to get back, kind of.
Yeah,
So
so
I'm trying to. I'm.
So what's your favorite? What's your
but-
favorite can?
Oh,
back,
Halloween
sorry,
back to
sorry.
the thing.
My favorite Halloween candy.
Damn
is
it.
Social justice and
Yes.
parenting. Wait,
Equitable housing. That's my
Right.
favorite candy.
sorry.
So
Sorry.
We
yeah,
all do it.
we'll get back to Copy McPacey on his favorite Halloween candy. AP Nina, what is your favorite Halloween candy and the best Halloween thing that you ever got?
That's hard. I mean, I really like the Tootsie Pop, the suckers when I was young that had the Tootsie Roll in the middle of it.
Yeah.
What are they called? Tootsie Pops or something?
Tootsie Rolls.
Tootsie
Roll Pops.
Pops. Those were my favorite when I was little, and Butterfingers, which I can't stand Butterfinger now.
Interesting.
But what I really liked, and I usually would get like one or two, and I haven't seen them now that I'm an adult, but it's like this ball of popcorn. It's like a popcorn ball, and it's
Right.
kind of sweet,
Yeah, like
like kettle
yeah,
corn, but
yeah.
it's like a ball.
Yeah.
yeah. I
Yeah,
remember
that was probably my favorite.
They were handing those out at my youngest son's school.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were my favorite. And I can't find those. If I find those, well, I mean, I just eat
it's
kettle
over.
corn,
Yeah.
but it's something about it being in like a ball like that.
Right.
So that probably was my favorite.
I know they got like the drizzled popcorn out there in the world right now.
God, do you know there's a website you can order all different types of popcorn? It's in Atlanta, and they'll deliver it.
Of course there is.
Like they have like strawberry cheesecake popcorn.
Oh, that was me.
So I
Sorry.
was like, what?
Oh
I
man.
told you not to speak. Sorry.
Yeah, I can honestly say that that over the years, Tootsie Rolls by themselves have got to be my just odds-on favorite Halloween candy of all time.
I
Because
was thinking about that.
Yeah.
because number one, they were in abundance, and number two,
Right.
the thing about Tootsie Rolls is they have longevity.
Yeah.
Like you can eat a Snickers within 30 seconds, but it
Right.
takes you at least 5 minutes.
You gotta work.
to chew
Yeah.
that entire, like, especially if you got the big one. And that's
I was about to say,
that's the
kinda
other
like-
thing,
Yeah.
like because Tootsie Rolls have
Big one that
variety.
you could like break that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Tootsie Rolls have variety because you have the
Right.
little tiny Tootsie Roll bites,
Sure,
the
the
long
longer
one,
ones. Yeah.
which
You
I
have
don't
the
even
different
understand.
flavored ones,
Yeah,
too.
exactly.
Right. And they all
then-
had slightly different textures. Too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then you had the big one, which was like the Grand Mall, just
Yeah.
fantastic Tootsie Roll, and you could eat it in sections and everything. And
Sure.
Yeah.
literally took you like 5 minutes because Tootsie Rolls
Yeah.
were just that rugged.
You had to pace yourself.
You really did. So
Yeah.
like the Tootsie Roll was just, for me, it was just the best. And then I remember somebody passing out PB Crisps for Halloween.
Yummers.
Like the little bite-sized peanut thing.
With the peanut butter and chocolate inside, those cocaine. I don't know why they stopped making them. Planters did a disservice to the entire world for that. But PB Crisp, for those of you who don't know what PB Crisp are, let me just go.
They still make those.
They don't. There's an entire Facebook group which I am a member of
Wow.
that laments the loss of PB Crisp. Let me tell you about PB Crisp, ladies and gentlemen. Back in like 1992, 1993, Planters came out with a graham cracker shelled peanut that contained peanut butter and or chocolate inside of it. These things came in a little grab bag before grab bags were really, really popular, and they were delicious morsels. Those delicious morsels were like $1 a piece, and they were amazing. And for some reason, Planters lost the entirety of their minds and said, hey, you know what? We just make peanuts. Why are we making graham crackers with delicious chocolate and peanut butter inside, and discontinued the whole line? Either that or somebody found out that there was crack inside of them and just got rid of it. And for almost 30 years now, there have been people decrying and begging and pleading to the good folks at Planters. Like people literally have seen the Planters mascot, the planter guy, and have tagged him and said, dude, what the hell? Like, even when apparently there was a whole thing maybe 1 or 2 years ago where the Planters mascot got murdered, and people were like, yeah, well, that's what you get for discontinuing the PB Crisps.
Damn.
I'm not going to admit that it was me who said it,
No, certainly not.
but other people said it.
Right.
But yeah,
I
but
think you
people.
said it.
I definitely.
I'm not admitting to that. I'm not admitting to that.
I
mean,
think maybe you said it, and you created a couple of sock puppet accounts to say it again.
no, never.
It was like, look at all these
Never.
people.
Damn, we gotta bring
Never.
the PB Crisp back. I'm gonna do that.
Oh
for
God,
you.
no, please.
Some guy named Fug Feeler.
It's like she's a bug feeler.
He's with me, brother.
It's-
That almost
like,
went.
yeah, Cassia Filson.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that guy.
Yeah.
yeah. He's a good. It's like the QAnon of the snack.
Filson.
That's
The
right.
snack. world.
Shane Kablanderson. I know that guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Kashish. Kashi.
That's right.
Kashish.
Kashi. Yeah, I know that guy,
Yeah.
but no, but
A guy
yeah.
who's totally not me.
Yeah, no, he's totally not me. Yeah, so. But yeah, no. When I got like that handful of PB Crisps, I didn't even care for the fact that it was just a handful. Like it actually came from somebody's hand. I'm eating them shits, and I ate them with pure unadulterated.
So were they in like a
joy.
plastic bag, like a little sandwich baggie?
They might have been.
You didn't
I,
last
did,
that long? You didn't ask no
I
questions?
gave less fucks than anything. I was like PB Crisps. Yes.
So I have a
please.
theory about that. And anytime I like recall something that was really good when we were kids, and again back in the 80s and 90s, right? Something that was really good. And if it's because I go to the store now and they have like 13 kinds of M&Ms, right? I mean, they got like 28 different kinds of Doritos, right? So I mean, the market is ripe for any sort of, tasty
Look at how many
snack.
Oreos.
Well, look how
they
fucking
have.
fat everybody is, right? We like our junk. We like so.
Yeah,
You tell me
we like our sugar.
that you have a really good sort of junk food, sugary, fatty product that's sold real well and people love, and there's Facebook groups demanding them come back. It tells me that at some point that product that they discontinued had to have killed someone, like it caused cancer or some weird
Again.
strain of peanut allergy.
There was
Somebody probably died. And
there
they
was
said,
crack in
"All
those
right,
PB Crisps.
All right, you
It
know
was-
what? All right."
It was
All
literal crack. I'm quite sure that PB Crisps at this point was made by the
Because
cartel.
there's just no reason at this point that they wouldn't bring them back.
It's like Pablo Escobar made PB
But I
Crisps.
also think it's changed. Like the taste of stuff changed. Like I'll try stuff now, and it doesn't taste like it did.
well, just
because
case in point, they brought back the cookies and cream Twix. Now, I don't think a lot of people remember in 1988 when Twix broke out with not just the standard Twix, but they also had the peanut butter Twix, which was kind of popular at the time.
Right.
But then they also had come out with cookies and cream and fudge Twix. The
my
fudge Twix was
God.
okay, but that cookies and cream was
I remember
heaven.
that.
It was absolutely, and that was like the best thing that I had ever put in my mouth at
I
the time.
remember that,
And I was just
yeah.
like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And then they just canceled it.
And you're like a snack archivist.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
recall.
I'm fat, so
Well,
yeah,
I am
yeah.
too, but man.
I am, and I
I know
don't
you,
remember
y'all
half the
ain't
stuff.
got,
But
y'all
now
ain't
that
got
you
nothing on me. I got 100 pounds.
But
on
the
you
thing is,
y'all.
back then they were using like real fat, like because
And
now
real sugar.
you're not supposed to have like
Yeah.
trans fat and all that kind of stuff. Like that's bad and can
Yeah,
kill you. And I think
yeah.
a lot of the problem is that all that stuff was probably loaded with. That's why it tastes so good, right? It's
Yeah,
loaded
it's fat
with,
and sugar. Yeah, it
but
was-
like the real hardcore fat, not this new age.
No,
you
it
know,
was-
no,
was-
we're talking about the real stuff.
it was like a couple of dead animals.
Yeah, the real
melted
artery
together.
clogging.
Yeah,
lard.
couple of horse
Yeah.
hooves just in there.
I see.
Speaking of hooves, to change the subject really quick, on the road trip this weekend, I don't think I told you this, Cachet. We got hit by a deer.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh no.
that's
I haven't really wanted to talk about
No,
it.
that's
I haven't
so
put it
sad.
online, but it was like, oh.
Wait, so-
So I don't know if it's,
deer.
So the deer hit
People
you.
handled that, yeah.
I see.
We didn't hit it. That would have been
it-
crazy. We were going pretty fast.
It's like, oh, don't.
It just,
a deer,
they
a
one
female deer.
jumped over the car
And the other one just didn't
and
make it.
said boom and fell back. We don't know.
Poor deer.
They handled it. Oh no.
Poor. But
So hopefully the deer's okay.
there is nothing like
'Cause it had a
driving
big-
at speed and seeing a fucking deer keeping pace with you. I remember the first
No,
time that
deer-
happened, almost wrecked my car.
Not only that, but deer can jump extraordinarily high.
yeah,
One jumped right over the
Yeah.
car.
yeah.
They-
I've
yeah,
seen
they can
deer
do it.
kind of like jump back and forth over the median
Yeah,
on
they-
the freeway.
They can go.
Yeah, that's crazy.
No, I remember one time I was at a conference on the beach in Lincoln City, and there was like this family of deer just walking up and down the road. So I'm out there because I was in a different hotel, and the conference was at Chinook Winds. So I'm walking from the hotel with my cranberry sauce and my banana, or cranberry juice, not cranberry sauce. It wasn't that. It
I
was
was like,
say.
whoa,
cranberry juice.
She's got a
different. That's
bowl
fancy.
of
had
cranberries.
a couple of beers, but I'm walking there with my cranberry juice and my banana, just minding my own business because the deer had like gone up the
Right.
road. But I'm just, walking along, and then all of a sudden I turn around and I can see them coming. They're walking on the sidewalk because they're smart.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, there's a fawn, there's a doe, and then there's a big old male.
Right.
And I'm sitting here like, well, it's obviously it's not mating season, so I don't have to worry too much about the male, but he's large enough to make me concerned.
Yeah.
And at this point in time, I was probably not my strongest ever, but I
Right.
was a little bit more spry than I am now. Certainly, I was 22 at the time, so
Sure.
I could handle a couple of things. But it's a big buck, so I'm just like, okay. So they keep on getting closer, and again, I'm just like, okay, so what do I do? They're offering them my banana and my cranberry
Sure.
juice. I'm like, no, I'm going to go ahead. If they come closer to me, I'm going to just go ahead and hop over this concrete median between the street and the residential area.
You're gonna out jump the deer.
That's what I thought.
Okay, all right.
And then just as
That's hilarious.
just as soon as I'm about to make my move,
Yeah.
because they are right up on me at this point, they hop over that damn
Yeah, of
wall.
course they
Like
do. Yeah.
because
Like it was nothing. Shoot.
no, it was nothing. They were just like
Just as you do.
just boom.
Yeah.
It was like I could literally hear the Sonic the Hedgehog jump every time they jumped.
Oh,
in.
man. I played
And
that
I'm just
recently.
like,
Damn it.
oh, y'all really did that to me. I was like, why didn't y'all jump earlier? I'm
Yeah.
sitting here
Right.
nervous, got me about to spill my cranberry juice and my delicious banana, and y'all just hop over it. Like I knew I was gonna struggle trying to get over this fence.
Let's talk about that combination. That's kind of weird.
It was
Yeah.
there were not very many
Options.
you know,
Okay.
so,
I was like, wow.
yeah. So
Interesting.
I feel like part of aging is the older, well, at least for me, the older I get, the more I realize that pretty much any animal over like 20 pounds could probably kill me pretty easily.
I'm fucking an animal up. I don't care.
Yeah,
You're
so
not
you
gonna
think
kill
that.
me.
You think that until you actually see. Like,
No,
I would think I could take a
I've been
deer
in
until I
presence of
saw a
some
deer in real
crazy
life.
Animals.
I mean, no, honestly, I feel like
Yeah, deer, but
the
a
bigger the animal, the better
buck.
chance
I don't
have.
know about a buck.
No.
If it's something smaller than
But like a bear, like even a little bear will fuck you up pretty good. And
Yeah.
bears can run. This is the thing.
Really fast.
Growing up,
Yeah.
you learn things about animals that they didn't teach you in school. Like
bears are super fast.
almost like car fast,
yeah,
right?
no,
Yeah.
they are
Right.
legitimately 30 miles an hour just
Right.
on a sprint.
Or like bobcats, just a normal bobcat that you might find in the neighborhood is pretty much what
They're
you grew up
scary
thinking a
looking.
lion was like.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
little, I mean, they're killing machines.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
what was it? What was it? Red Dead Redemption fucked me up
Yeah.
on coyotes because coyotes are
Yeah,
huge.
like at this point, I'm
They're
not
massive.
sure I could take a raccoon.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, like
No,
a big
no,
raccoon,
no,
I
a
may.
raccoon will do
yeah.
you just
They're-
harm.
But you just learn things. Like
Scary.
hippos. Who'd have thought hippos were the most deadly animal on
Yeah,
the continent?
the most
of
deadly.
Africa?
Somebody
They're-
said they have good PR.
They're not. They're not.
They have good PR.
They're
'cause
they're the second most. You know what's the most deadly animal in
Probably
the
like a
world?
mosquito. or
It is.
something.
It is
Yeah,
the
okay.
mosquito.
I'm not-
Mosquito's
listen.
the single most deadly
As
animal
someone who
ever.
enjoys zombie movies, I've written mosquitoes completely out of the plot, right? Because
Never
obviously,
write
if
them
there
out.
was a zombie virus, mosquitoes would spread it and we'd all be dead. There'd be no, Walking Dead or any of that. Okay.
Yeah.
But hippos are what you think. Rhinos are actually pretty badass, but rhinos are not killing people left.
Well,
and
no,
right.
they're
A
blind.
hippo
They're
will
blind.
fuck your
They-
shit
yeah.
up. And
They are?
lions are
Damn,
kind
what
of.
the fuck?
No, you literally have to walk up on a rhino in order for
Yeah.
it to just mess you up. If you're 50
Yeah.
feet away from a rhino's not going to do
Do
anything.
you know they'll
to
just cut? There are people that cut off the rhino's horn so they won't
People-
get killed.
No, more
Go right to
importantly,
hell.
do you know that
they won't
there-
get poached.
Do you know that there are actually elephants that no longer grow tusks because of the
Natural
tusk
selection.
trade?
Yeah.
That's the saddest damn
Terrible
thing.
shit.
Well, the people cut them off, don't they?
Yeah, and
And
evolution.
they dye, they dye it red so
Yeah.
that people won't want
No,
it.
evolution is such that elephants
Really?
no longer grow tusks.
The elephants with the least impressive tusks
Yeah,
live long enough
they
to
live
have
long enough.
more little elephant babies.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's fucked up,
it's
man.
like
Damn
we
it.
have
it's
detusked
it's
elephants.
amazing and sad at the same time.
Elephants are amazing animals.
They
They're
really
very
are
smart.
animals.
They never forget a face.
No,
Incredible animals.
no, bless their hearts.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. If it's anything smaller than a squirrel, I'm not dealing with it. Because if it's a wasp, I will use your grandmother as a shield.
Sure. Listen, man, thumbs and brains. That's what separates us from the beast. Thumbs and brains. If you can't use that, you're done. That's
Thumbs
it.
and brains.
And most
Thumbs
of
and
us
brains.
have our thumbs up our asses.
Well, that's
so.
exactly right.
Speaking of fear,
Oh, back to
speaking of fear, who is the scariest movie monster of all time? And I'm still waiting on your answer for the bet. Or did you answer the
No,
best
the
Halloween
Tootsie
candle?
Roll was a great. I was thinking about Tootsie Rolls for much the same
I was gonna say
reason.
Tootsie Rolls.
Like, because you
and
got to
thank
work
you.
for 'em.
Pop.
Plus, I would never go. I would never in a million years go to the store and be like, "Yeah, let me have a Tootsie Roll." Like, that's only a Halloween.
Exactly.
Like, I'll go buy a Snickers bar. I'll go buy the occasional peanut butter. I've never in my life walked in the store and been like, "I
Yeah, I
want
don't
to pay
think I've
some
ever
money
bought a Tootsie
for a
Roll.
Tootsie Roll." I don't even know if you can buy Tootsie Rolls. I'm like, do they have them? Like,
Yeah,
you just
I'm
walk in
sure.
and buy a Tootsie Roll?
yeah.
The big thick one where she has the little sections that you break off. I know
Oh,
they have
yeah.
that one. I know the rectangle, like,
Yeah, no.
Yeah. All right.
Greatest candy of Halloween is the Tootsie Roll.
I mean, I'm not gonna.
I
argue.
agree. I guess we
Yeah.
all.
I know.
I'm not gonna argue with
Consensus.
you.
All right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
scariest Halloween monster. Or scariest movie monster. Let's not
movie
just
monster.
go.
Because
Yeah,
I was
movie
gonna say I
monster.
know some ones that aren't necessarily Halloween.
Yeah, movie. Let's go ahead and into cinema and get
The
those movie
scariest
monsters out the way.
movie monster. Okay, so maybe this doesn't count, but I just saw the movie, so we just rewatched Star Wars, and it dawned on me that if it's 1977, and you're just watching Star Wars for the first time, and you don't know anything about Star Wars, you don't know anything about Luke Skywalker, never seen Yoda, nothing like that. Darth Vader is fucking terrifying because there's no backstory to him at all. He's just a mean, evil asshole who can choke people to death with his little force power, and there's no redeeming quality about him at all. He's just pure, unadulterated. I want to fuck you up, and I can fuck you up, and also I have a laser sword.
I mean, I'm not.
Which you won't.
I'm not debating the legitimacy of that statement
Yeah,
because
that's
Darth
pretty
Vader was. I mean, Darth Vader is the villain of villains.
Right, because they didn't set him up. There was no no one knew who Anakin Skywalker was. There was no
Very
he used
true,
to be a
very
kid. He was just an evil bastard.
Until the third movie.
Right, until the third movie, right, where he had his little redemption arc. But during especially the second movie,
I mean,
like, my God,
well, and quite honestly, I think Darth Vader might just be one of the more popular Halloween costumes.
yeah.
So it might fit.
I mean, but past that, the little
It's
girl
a-
from the ring,
Oh yeah, she was kind of fucked up.
Oh yeah.
I can't do it. I can't do it.
Have you never gone through the movie in its entirety?
I never just the whole creepy walking thing, man. I'm done. I can do
Yeah,
Freddy. I can do
graphics.
Fair
Jason. Yeah.
enough.
Yeah,
I can
that's
do
pretty
Jason. I can do Michael Myers. All right,
Yeah,
Fair
they're
enough.
with the little ring
lightweight.
girl, man. No, I'm good.
But yeah, I totally forgot about the Ring Girl. 'Cause That was like what, early 2000s.
Yeah.
Just walk through the whole.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Ah.
Ugh.
Ah.
But I feel like, I mean, she looked old timey, but I mean,
It was her skin that looked all.
Right.
I mean, but still,
Right.
she looked like she was around in the 1930s. But if she was recorded on the videotape, that was
Yeah.
at least early 80s.
Man, look.
So yeah, shout out to her.
Yeah. Wonder what she's doing now.
She probably has a TikTok.
Think she got vaccinated? No, probably not.
No. AP Nina, who is the scariest
Well, when I was a child,
movie
it
monster?
was Chucky.
Oh,
Chucky fucked me up when I was a kid. Child's Play. That shit.
Yeah.
That movie really messed me
Yeah,
up.
Chucky was a relentless little shit.
But when I got a little bit older, I guess I was still a child. Which really scared me. Like first time I can remember a movie scaring the shit out of me, a character, a thing. The Golden Child. There's this crazy monster thing at the end. And if you watch it now, it looks
Winged
so
demon. It looks
horrible
so
graphics.
Right.
But when I was young, that was terrifying for me.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
legit. 'Cause,
I couldn't watch The Golden Child until I was
because
in
when
my
you first
20s.
saw that thing like crash through,
Yeah.
and it was actually the dude who played that like he was like a whole different kind of deity, but he was like chasing Eddie Murphy in The Golden Child.
Yeah.
That's Tywin from Game of Thrones and the Benedict from whatchamacallit, Last Action Hero. Mm-hmm. Numsy.
Noomsy.
Yeah, Numsy. He's like
Yeah, man.
Tywin Lannister.
Sure.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
another guy that was big. He was like a villain in a lot of those,
Yeah.
those old
Yeah.
movies. Yeah.
Was he a redhead too?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. And he looked like just a villain, no matter what
Yeah.
role he played. He was just
Kind
bad
of just
looking
looks like
dude.
that. So yeah. Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah, I mean, not that he actually played the demon when it just like
No.
manifested
Yeah.
But the guy
There was
played
a
Doomsday.
whole
Yeah, that
horrible
was- yeah.
graphics like clay
Man.
thing,
Yeah.
but that thing scared the shit out of me.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Your
Yeah.
turn.
Yeah, mine. I don't know if anybody has ever seen the movie Death by Temptation, but it is the god awfully scariest movie that I have ever seen.
Is that the one with Meryl Streep?
No, this is the one with Kadeem Hardison. It was made by that company that made all those really just gory blood and guts movies of the
Sure.
late 80s.
Kadeem Hardison.
Yeah, but it was a masterpiece of cinema, and the story was just so dang compelling, and the way in which people died
Right.
in that movie was just like, oh my god. So for reference, Death by Temptation is a story about an evil succubus that seduces men, lures them into her home, and proceeds to have sex with them, and then murders them horribly. And so her ultimate goal is to corrupt a pure blood man, which the star of the show, and I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but he was, nice, fine Christian young man. He travels to New
The
York.
Tyler Perry movie?
No, it's I can't. James Bond the
about
third. James Bond the third. He was in School Days. He was the little guy in
Yeah.
School Days. And so he directed this movie. I don't know if he wrote it, but he directed it.
Right.
And it was about this succubus. And I'm like, what? This was 1988, so I'm like 5 when I see that. I don't even know how I saw this movie, but I'm seeing it, and the graphic detail of the way in which this evil woman murders these dudes. Like she seduced a gay man and brings no, he actually visited her. I don't even know how like he got her address because it's cinema. But he comes over to her house and like he tries to have sex with her because he's not feeling secure in himself and in his sexual orientation. And so he can't perform. And then all of a sudden, like she starts dry humping him and finds a way to do something to him. And he was like, oh my gosh, how did you do that? And then like it gets even rougher than that. And he was like, oh my gosh, this hurts. And while she's like having her way with him, she's making these demonic grunts like, and I'm like, oh, this is the worst. And she proceeds to just not only violate him sexually, but she's eating him while she's doing it. It's the worst
I was like,
thing.
dang, that sounds like an awesome
It's
movie for a young.
it's the worst thing I've
But
ever
then
like.
that's
This
kinda weird.
movie in and of itself made me never want to have sex.
I'm like, what's the
just
name of that movie?
death by temptation.
Cinemax thing, huh?
No,
My
it was
twisted mind wants to see it.
it is like the craziest movie that I've ever seen. I'm just like, there is nothing that even Pinhead from Hellraiser could do to me. And Pinhead did some messed up stuff. Like he chain murdered people in the third movie. I would rather him eviscerate me with chains than have to go through the things that these dudes went through with, and her name was actually Temptation. Like, I think the creepiest part of it is they visit a soothsayer or a medium, and she's telling them like, yeah, she's a demon from the other world, and her goal is to corrupt and murder like the pure-blooded Christian man. And then like she's on a date with the pure-blooded Christian man trying to corrupt him, and then she goes to the bathroom because she can hear them talking about her.
Listen, man. Listen.
And she possesses the soothsayer, and it is the scariest thing. She is like, you fools, you think I don't know what you are doing? I'm just like, I'm done.
Oh, this sounds like a whole thing.
It is
This
a
is-
whole this.
This is why, as men, we have to encourage each other to get into therapy, right? Because
Oh,
this
yeah.
is clearly an allegory for a relationship that went bad in this man's life.
I'm
And instead of just going and talking to someone, being
I'm
like, "Yo, my
extremely-
feelings are hurt,"
I'm
he's
extremely-
got Kadeem Harrison running around,
No,
besmirching his good name.
No, and then the way Kadeem Harrison dies is a whole different level of messed up because they added a slight hint of political ideology into it.
Lord.
Kadeem Harrison dies. He's an actor, and he's trying to do all these different movies. He's got a big screen TV set up with a Ronald Reagan doll or mannequin behind it, and so he gets eaten by himself through the TV while Ronald Reagan is laughing. And it sucks him. The TV eats him. Yeah, I can't. You gotta watch the
get
movie.
it.
I can't describe it.
Listen, though, for like 1987,
At
1988, that was a
1988,
real
it was a statement.
deep. That was a
It was a
Van
deep
People's
statement.
level
Like,
political
he-
message.
he
Yes,
ate-
yes.
He got eaten up by himself
Yeah,
with Ronald
sure.
Reagan behind the TV screen laughing, and then chews himself up and spits himself out. And at the end of it, like it's him
Right.
hidden behind the TV screen, and it's a rubber TV screen.
Sure, of course. Yeah.
And so he goes and presses against the TV screen and starts screaming uncontrollably, and I'm just like,
yeah.
Oh
What
yeah, I'm
did I-
gonna have to roll one and watch that.
what did
Yeah.
I just see? Like I will watch it with you, and you can
Yeah. I
'Cause
might have
it's
to.
insane.
I might have to. You have a full white wall. I might have to bring the projector. for
Please,
that
Maybe
one.
so.
Please.
Like a full-on movie
Please.
thing.
Yeah.
And no, I had the opportunity to actually buy the DVD of it, and I didn't, and I regret that I didn't do that. But yeah,
Man.
I gotta
Temptation.
find out that website because there's
Tempt-
some trippy movies that come on it.
Yeah, Temptation. I can't. I've never seen a movie that made me not want to have sex, and it was Death by Temptation. Scariest movie creature. The only thing that is as scary as that one was Night of the Demons, but I love Night of the Demons because it was like the first horror movie in which the black dude is the one to survive, and I will represent that movie, even though it's just like a messed up B movie. But I will rock that. I was like, man,
Sometimes those movies are the best. Those messed
they
up,
really,
like, B
they really are. Like I feel like a lot of people don't understand how great Basket Case was, and people don't even know a Basket Case. Everybody,
heard of it, but I just
everybody has seen it. It's the movie about the two brothers who are conjoined twins. One is, born, with a standard body, but his brother is connected to him via the shoulder, and they get separated. And so the brother with, the normal body is just like trying to live his best life. But then he's got this other brother who's still alive, and he's basically just like a cancerous lump with arms who goes on a murder spree. And the best thing about this is that there are 3 movies.
Do you know that's kind of might be after a true story because there's a man who had
It's
a
possible.
face and a mouth like on the side of him, and it's like a
just-
true story.
yeah.
And he used to he could
can move.
open his mouth, and that he said at night that it used to whisper
Yeah,
stuff to him to
yeah.
like crazy to kill and stuff, and he ended up killing.
It's-
Well, he killed himself and killed.
yeah.
This, but it was a real person. You look it up. He was a man that
Yeah,
had another.
I would not be
face
surprised
on the
if
side.
Basket Case was based off of that, because Basket Case, it was such an insane movie that they made sequels to it. Of course, but the sequels were so just campy and hilarious because they found out that there are multiple versions of like people who have this
Yeah.
conjoined twin, and so he found the female version. They had kids and they had a family reunion, and come to find out, like the dude with the standard body was actually the odd one out of the bunch.
Weird.
So if you ever have the opportunity, go ahead and Google Basket Case.
Basket Case.
It is just a crazy movie. It was made like late 70s, early 80s, and just and Ed Begley Jr. was in the yeah.
I always
Ed-
thought I was supposed to have a twin because I was born with an extra finger. So I always thought that was like it started to happen, but I didn't fully separate. I don't know. I always thought that. I don't think that's how it works, but they took it off. But I was born with
Extra
11
digit.
fingers. Yeah.
I feel like
right.
that's what they did kind of a disservice
Taken
to you. Like you had no choice in
No,
that.
I'm glad they did. I don't think I.
Okay, fair
Yeah,
enough.
You don't want to be the 11
because it
finger
was like
kid.
it didn't have a bone and but it
Yeah.
had a nail.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty weird, huh? Doo-doo-doo-doo. Okay, I have a question.
Sure.
What was you guys is like? What was the scariest child villain in a movie?
Oh, it had to be Macaulay Culkin in The Good Son.
Yeah. What about Damien?
Damien was pretty scary.
Yeah, I mean he was pretty scary, but the Macaulay Culkin, he was just an evil bastard.
Yeah, he was.
like, even-
and it was realistic. Like
Yeah,
that could really happen.
even Damien struggled with the idea that he was the son of the devil. Like he literally like went on a plank and was just like, "Why God? Why me?"
Yeah,
when he
yeah.
found like the 3 6s in his
sure,
scalp
sure,
and everything,
sure.
it's like, "Why me?" But Macaulay Culkin just didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like,
What about the
he-
girl from The Exorcist?
Wasn't really
That
her
scared the
fault.
shit out of me. when I
Yeah.
was
Yeah, I mean,
Head
but
going around.
she was
cursing and-
she was possessed. She didn't have a choice in.
Man, that was
She
crazy.
didn't have
I
a
was like,
choice
oh my
in the
God.
matter. Macaulay Culkin, it was all.
Did he have a
him.
choice though? Somebody that young, they don't have a choice.
Yeah, he had a choice. Like he literally like shot a dog with a crossbow.
Yeah, that movie was pretty fucked. I don't think they can make a movie like that now.
Oh no! Like
No?
No, I don't know.
And
Do
Elijah
they have any
Wood.
Twisted Kid movies anymore? Because they used to
I
have a
haven't
few.
seen. I haven't seen too many.
Well,
I
part
always
of it is
said-
because Macaulay Culkin was the Home Alone kid.
Yeah.
Right? Like he was Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah.
He was
he
the cute little kid from the Michael Jackson
Yeah,
video.
he was that dude.
And
He was that
the
dude.
what's My Girl? Oh, he was so young in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But to go to do
Michael
that and then
Caine.
turn into like the creepiest little villain in
That
movie
changed
history.
the game for him.
Yeah. And I think it kind of like I don't think he did much
He
after
did-
that.
no.
Like, it
Well, no,
was
he
maybe a
he
little-
did he did
Well, he was like Richie Rich.
got
he was Richie
weird.
Rich. He was Richie
Yeah.
Rich, and then he went into just like the whole kind of like he went to a couple of B movies in the 2000s.
Yeah.
and then like made a comeback and then disappeared again and then made a comeback again.
Right.
But
well,
and
he has a younger brother, I think, who's been in more stuff recently.
well, yeah, his younger brother was actually in the same movies that he was.
Yeah,
Even sooner,
playing his
because he was his younger brother in the Home Alone
That's
movies
right.
and whatever the first movie that two were in with
Right.
the Uncle Gus, I guess it was.
Well, My Girl, that was a sweet movie. I
Yeah,
remember
That was- I was
so
like, oh.
sad when he died.
Yeah, the bee stings.
That little girl reminded me of myself. I don't know.
Yeah,
Kind of quirky like me. I was
I can
kind of
see
like
it.
that. So I was like, I relate to her.
can
I
see it.
understand her.
yeah.
Girl Next Door.
Yeah, she was just like with the whole death and all that and all her quirky things.
That's
that
right. She was a
would do.
hypochondriac. I remember
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
I was like, I was kind of weird. Like
I
that.
saw her, and what was she in? I completely forgot about her, and I saw her in some TV show, and she looks just like you would like.
The grown version.
Really?
Of,
Yeah. What show was it?
I haven't seen her since.
Since My Girl.
No, that show
Yeah.
with the woman from Seinfeld, where she's the vice president. Veep.
Oh, I
Never seen it.
never seen it.
So those are the scariest thing. I feel like there was some scarier kids, but
I'm sorry, Macaulay, and I
Yeah.
feel like Elijah Wood playing the opposite,
The
of
really
him,
good son.
yeah, just like made Macaulay
Yeah.
Culkin even worse because
Yeah.
because it was Elijah Wood. Elijah Wood could do no
those
wrong.
in those eyes. I want to
He-
have a Lord of the Rings marathon.
I got the extended
like
DVDs.
6 days.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really does take. You got to set aside 12 hours.
I've
to
never
watch this.
watched. I've only seen like the first two. I
What?
think. Yeah.
I have the extended DVD.
and I have
versions.
to watch. It's that time of year where I want to watch. Like my sister's really into that stuff,
I
and
got
I've tried to.
I
but-
got you covered.
But
friend.
like
It
and
is-
and Harry Potter.
yeah,
I've
no,
never seen all those.
I've got those DVDs still.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
You know, I've never seen any of them.
the Harry Potter.
I've never seen a single Harry
I
Potter movie.
I have. They're
only
pretty. I've only seen the first. Like I've seen the first movie of most of these things, but I've never-
I got mom used to love them, and I got her like the entire collection. And then I didn't want.
I
them,
never
so-
finished Twilight. None of
You
those.
did
saw
not miss
Twilight.
anything. You really didn't miss.
You know what I did watch and thought, oh, I get it. Okay, like I feel like an asshole, but I get it. The Hunger Games movies.
Yeah.
I feel like the first three were all right, and then the fourth one just
They're intense.
Yeah, they're very intense, much more than I thought.
Okay,
then-
so speaking of this, wait, Squid
Oh.
Games. Did you guys watch it?
yes.
Man,
Did you watch all of it?
Yes.
Okay, did
I-
you watch all of it?
I did, and I feel like
Okay,
It
you
was-
guys, this is if
feel like
you're
it was
listening, this is
predictable.
what is it called?
Spoiler.
Spoiler.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
So yeah,
Spoiler alert.
go ahead and mute us if you haven't
Yeah.
seen it.
Go
Turn it off.
forward for a little bit.
Yeah.
Skip forward, but yeah. So what did you think? I was pissed.
I thought it was predictable.
Yeah.
I honestly thought it was predictable that I knew the old guy wasn't what he appeared to be.
I kind of knew. I loved him though.
Yeah,
When he
I
was
mean,
like,
he
I'm
was
scared. I
he
was like, oh, help
great.
him. He was,
He
so
was great,
cute.
but he was too damn
That
lucky.
smile though.
I'm just like,
When did you think? Like, at what point did you think, oh, something's wrong with this old guy? Like something
in the beginning,
In the very
beginning, when he smiled, I was just like, okay,
Yeah, his smile.
it's like he's having too much fun. Like
Right.
people are dying.
He had a
and
mischievous
when they were
smile.
doing the like running.
Yeah.
and he was like, yeah. that was
He
it.
was like red light, green light. He's just like, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm ready. I was like, no, dude, like people are getting murdered. You're too excited. There's something more to you. And
Yeah.
then the brothers, that reveal, I was like, that was clear as day. I was like, eh. But
Wait, what?
Yeah, I didn't think that was
Brothers?
gonna happen.
Yeah. I'm trying not to spoil it too much, but yeah, the
We already told you guys this is spoilers,
Right.
so skip ahead.
but yeah, the detective finally.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
so-
All right, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
So,
But
yeah.
I kind of knew that when the old guy, when they're doing the little marble thing, and he's like playing that role, but then
Mm-hmm.
he's like, "Oh, but you were you."
Yeah. He was.
And I was like,
definitely-
I knew
That
it.
was a major giveaway right
And
there.
then
was like,
I mean, if
okay,
you think
bro.
about it, you never saw him got
right.
No, of course.
For me,
not.
when he showed up and met the guy at the little bar thing, like after they left the first time.
Yeah, that was
I was
like,
like, that's a little
that's
weird. Yeah.
coincidence.
And see, I didn't
People
even-
are saying that
I
that
didn't
they're
even-
father and son, that they were father and son, because he's like, "Oh, I used to live in a place like this," and the guy
yeah.
he didn't grow up with his father, and he like made all these kind of comments like,
Fair
"I used
enough.
to." You got to rewatch that.
So
Fair enough.
It's interesting.
there's a
I wanna
couple
watch it again.
things about that movie, not about the show itself, but the sort of like details around the show. The guy who made it was the doctor, the evil doctor, the one that was cutting people up.
Oh,
He wrote
was
he
the
wrote
one
the
who wrote it.
show.
Okay.
Okay.
The actual
cool.
that actor.
He was
Yeah.
he was the
Wow,
actual.
that's
It's his show.
awesome.
So
I mean,
first of all, just think of South Korean shows are fucking so much better than anything like on.
Yeah.
I've
Oh,
heard.
they just make some of the most amazing, like that Old Boy movie that Spike Lee remade. The original movie Old Boy was maybe one of the best movies ever made. Like it was incredible, just front to back incredible. So part of the thing is this guy he's writing this movie. He wrote it, I guess, 10 or 12 years ago. And to the point where he actually had to sell his computer just to like pay rent and eat and stuff. And then like borrowed money to get his computer out of the pawn shop so he could finish it. And still could not sell it to anyone. And basically like Netflix bought it because they were able to buy it super cheap. Like they paid the guy a song and a dance and still have not extended him any like bonus
I saw
money
something like
or
that. It's like
anything
I really
that.
didn't get paid. For
Yeah,
that.
yeah, like he basically
For
like
Squid
not-
Games or for something else?
for Squid Games.
Squid Games. It's like it's
And that's
worth
like the top-
$900 million.
that's the top
of all time.
Of
Yeah.
all time.
Of all
Of all
time.
time.
And they haven't even like I guess they've talked about a second season or
Well,
whatever.
no, I learned that they merchandise the tracksuits, and that's the most popular Halloween
Yeah.
costume.
Yeah,
Oh,
no, I mean
for
it's
sure.
making money
2021.
hand over. As an aside, Jack Nicholson when he did Batman, right back in
Man, he was the
1988.
best.
Classic role.
Okay.
He was
Classic.
the best.
So you have to understand this is before superhero movies were really made. He got 10% or so, like 5 or 10%.
Well,
of
yeah, that's
all
the movie
gross
that made superhero
and the
movies.
merchandising.
Isn't that when
So he-
Prince did the?
Yes.
Yes.
So Jack Nicholson said you're going to pay me some like $4 or $5 million up front.
Yeah.
Plus I'm going to get it's like 5 or 10% of
That's why he's
everything.
Yeah,
All the merchandise, all the DVD or the videos, everything.
Brilliant.
And he
I
made
love
like
Jack
$250 million. Anyway, the Squid Games guy got nothing, and they've still given him nothing. That's the first thing.
Damn.
The second thing, did you guys watch the movie with the subtitles or the dubbed version?
Yeah, it's different.
Oh,
So-
there's a dub version.
Yes.
Oh no,
What?
I watched.
You didn't know that?
No, I just watched the subtitles.
So-
No, I did the dub.
Apparently, and
There-
this is so Laura's a linguist, so she kind of gets off on this kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Netflix their translations are absolute dog shit.
Yeah.
So if you watch the subtitle version, you're basically watching a different
Oh wow.
Yeah.
show.
Some of the things they said,
Well,
in the
I mean,
movie,
Right, or
and
just
that-
way
and it
off.
makes a big difference.
big difference.
So and that goes like pretty standard with a lot of interpretations, because if you ever watched an episode of Dragon Ball Z and then heard the English version and then read the subtitles, or like any
No.
other anime,
They
it's just like,
sometimes get
ooh.
phrases switched around, but like
Key things.
key
Yeah, key
plot
thing,
points
wow.
and key you were getting
gotta
a
watch
different
the dub
story.
version.
Okay.
Yeah. Because the dub version, they actually have to rewrite the script,
Right,
right?
yeah.
But for the translation version, it's a combination of like human checking and AI and shit like
Yeah.
that, and it's just all fucked up apparently.
Wow.
Yeah, because I saw YouTube on it, but then when I was watching the dub, I'm like, the subtitles aren't the same with what they're saying.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so I was like, what?
Yeah.
Because I always watch stuff. My son has me doing this because we were trying to learn different languages. but
Right.
Still,
Yeah, no,
like,
I
watch everything with.
I typically go with the subbed and then the
Subtitled.
dubbed. The-
I generally dislike the dubbed because I just think the voice acting sounds
It's
kind
just
of so
garbage.
it's just a little weird.
Yeah,
right?
and why do they all sound like
no,
white
I
American? Like
Right.
voices?
I learned
Exactly.
I learned
That's
that with
the
like
vibe.
the what was it, the Headmasters cartoon.
Right.
It's like it was the Japanese continuation of the Transformers, and like the English dub was just hot garbage.
Yeah.
I'm just like, this is your Optimus Prime. But then I got like the sub. I was like, okay. I mean, it was still trash,
Right.
because Headmasters is notoriously just the worst like animated version of that Transformers
pretty stupid, yeah.
ever since like before what the Kiss characters, and we're not going to even talk about that one. But yeah, when I learned, I was like, oh my gosh, they messed this up so bad. I really have to just stay
Right.
with the sub version so I can learn the context, because y'all were just off.
Well, for
Yeah.
anybody who watched it and watched the subtitled version, watch it again with the dub
Dub
version, and
version.
you're going to have a whole
Wow.
different and probably much better experience.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
Speaking on that, I'll ask you guys, since you all saw it, which was the scariest game? Like, what would you be like? Oh shit, it's a wrap for me.
Resident Evil.
Huh?
Resident Evil.
she's
No, I'm talking
the
about in Squid Games.
game.
Oh, and Squid. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah.
Which one? Like, was the scariest to you? They're all terrifying.
Right.
So I gotta remember. So the first game was Mother May I. No, not
No,
Mother
the
May I.
Red Light,
Red Light, Green Light.
Thank you. The second game was the honey thing.
That little thing.
where they had the etch
pin,
thing,
yeah.
the
Yeah.
pin. The third one was the one on the platform, right, where they had to play tug of war.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
And
was
then-
brutal.
And then the fourth one was the marble one, and the fifth one I can't
Was
remember.
going across the glass.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
And
last
then
one.
and then the Squid Game.
Right. Okay.
I know which one I'd be like. I don't know, man.
I want to say the first one had the initial shock.
Oh yeah,
So
for
I th-
sure.
yeah, I think for the
That was an
people-
amazing scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he caught him and he's like,
Yeah,
Oh.
that one right there. I think for them as the participants, that was probably the scariest
Yeah.
one for them.
yeah.
I
because
was
they weren't
hooked.
used to it. Yeah.
I said, I'm finishing this.
Yeah.
This is
I don't like following trends, so I was like, I'm not gonna watch it. But when my
No, but
sister
yeah,
watched
it
it,
was-
I was like, okay.
Yeah.
She's like, watch it. So
Yeah,
we
that
can
was
talk
me. I
about
was
it.
like, okay, why is everybody talking about the Squid Game? I was like, is this a cartoon?
Yeah,
I was
because that
like,
Bird Box, that shit pissed me off. I still want my time back.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. Bird Box was terrible.
That was horrible.
garbage.
Everybody pumped that up. I'm like,
it's-
what the?
It's got to be the glass one, because there was so
Yep, that was
there
mine
was
too.
so much.
That's mine too.
There's so, especially when dude just wanted to be a dick and held everybody up.
Yeah.
I'm just like, there's just
yeah,
so
she
much
took him.
behind
Oh
that.
yeah, I can't even say.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was brutal.
Yeah. But for me, the one with the candy and the pin, because my
Right.
hands shake anyway. And I
Oh,
watched that
yeah,
going, I
you're
would be
just
so
like,
I would be
man.
completely fucked.
Yeah.
It, like doesn't matter either any shape, I would be just completely fucked.
Yeah.
But he was smart with what he did.
When he,
Yeah.
yeah, that was like, okay,
Yeah.
genius.
But the best one was that night where they went to bed and then like after the first dude killed that woman.
And the money came down.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was.
And then
my
it was-
sister and I were
yeah.
talking, all you heard was furniture moving. They were fucking each other.
Yeah.
Just
thought,
sneakers,
yo,
screeches, and stuff.
yeah.
They set up a
Fighting.
whole ass
Right.
fort. I'm
That's
just like,
terrifying.
damn,
Yeah,
bro, that's-
but again, the worst game was the one that's like the game that they're playing, right, with the
Yeah.
other people.
It's
Yeah.
a mind game.
Yeah, yeah,
And it's just like it makes you think
And the
about like
greed.
how greed, like the money,
Yeah.
seeing the
well,
money.
no,
and,
I feel like the fact that they had just the rich people in there just being the absolute worst.
well, listen again. It's
rich people in the world. I was just like, that's the scene right
well, what's
there.
the other the movie that won all the awards? Parasite.
I
Man,
never
these
saw
Koreans
that
ain't fucking around, boy. They got the social
yeah, no, they do have
commentary
some
on
great,
lock, buddy.
great.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
they see it.
Go right on ahead.
They're
They
good
see
on
it,
that
man.
mind play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also just the
Good
sort
on
of
'em.
soul crushing disparity, right? Like one of the things that makes Squid Game, I think, so impactful is I feel like we've all been in a position in our life where it's like, fuck.
Well, yeah, you're just like contemplating, man. Because I was sitting there watching that. I was like, okay, would I be the one to
Right.
just like walk away and then come back?
That was the
like,
part.
would
All
I?
right, you know what? No.
Would I be that dude
People
that
are
takes slaps to
dying.
the face?
Yeah.
I
trying
didn't
to,
sign
like,
up for this. I'm a good person. I'm not doing this. And then to sit at home in your shitty little life and be like,
Yeah.
I can work 50 hours a day and I'm not going to
It's like, no,
climb
I-
out of this debt.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I'd totally be that person hiding
Yeah.
behind the other person during the red light, green light. I'm just like, man.
I
okay.
mean,
and
Yeah,
that-
that's brutal.
and maybe that's
Yeah.
why maybe that's why that one dude was like the main character's friend was such. I feel like he was the best character because he was the one whose morality just kind of got eroded away every single time.
Oh man.
Yeah.
that you saw.
Oh man,
like,
with the
he-
marbles, that shit.
Yeah, when
That
he
was
did,
fucked
no, and
up,
then he did it to like,
Man.
and he did it to like the ethnic dude.
Right.
And I
Right.
felt so bad. I
Aw.
even followed that dude on Instagram. I'm like,
It's like, man, you didn't deserve that.
yeah,
You
you got
didn't
done
deserve it
wrong.
at
You always be
all.
my friend, though.
yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, because even with all the other villains in it, because you had like
Right.
the gangster guy and the old man and the guy who ran the program and the
Right.
terrible people in the skybox and everything. It was just like
Yeah.
he was the one that I think everybody wound up just hating the most because you could see his morality just eroding away. And I think
Yeah.
people not only hated him because of that, but they also hated it because they might be that guy.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Like, I mean, what would you do if it got to that situation?
Yeah.
Right, exactly. If you're gonna if you're gonna get what the equivalent of $32 million in US
Yeah. Like you hate him, but can you blame him?
yeah, exactly. It's like, well, I mean,
Shout out to the lady who smuggled in cigarettes in her wazoo. I had to watch
My favorite
that.
character.
Yeah.
I had to
My
watch that with
favorite
my
character.
kid, and I'm like,
she was
That's a little.
she was the realest character
I
out
kept
of
asking
everybody.
her, are there
like,
any scenes that is going to be uncomfortable? I mean, he played Fortnite, so he's seen crazy stuff. You know, these kids, they see everything. But I was like, well, it's kind of
Fan.
weird.
Yeah, she was
Yeah.
fan. She
I was sad to see
fantastic.
her go.
Yeah, but she went out like a boss.
She did.
Yeah, she
she probably was the most gangster one.
But
out of
I
the whole
feel
bunch.
like
She
she
was
was
like,
kind of Looney Tunes. So
oh wait, no,
I see her
there wasn't
doing
no
that.
kind of to it. She was Looney Tunes, but
She was-
I feel like she chose her way
Yeah.
out, and I don't think that anybody else in the game.
Well, it's not
Right.
besides
the old man. You know, I mean,
No, not him. See, now we're giving away spoilers.
Well. I mean, who hasn't seen it at this
Yeah, at
point?
this
At this point, it's
Who
like if
hasn't
you haven't seen
seen
it.
it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
old
yeah.
girl who just kind of just let
Yeah.
the other one win.
At this point, if you
Yeah.
haven't seen the movie, you live in North Korea.
Oh, now that's a bit. Yeah, come on.
Ah,
Really? I don't get it.
politics. So,
Oh,
right, yeah, because North Korea, South Korea,
yeah, I get it. Bump bump.
yeah, communism.
Are we gonna take a break?
Actually, no.
Oh,
Well,
why not?
we can't take a break. Would you
We
guys like to
usually
take
do,
a
I don't
bathroom
know.
break? We actually went the duration on this one, so we only got
Wow.
30 minutes left.
Okay, well
Yeah.
let's just go for
All
it.
right, let's
Plow
go
right
for it.
through.
Yeah, plow right through.
All right.
Yeah, there it is.
Um,
There
Have we
it
even
is.
talked about anything Halloween related?
We're
talked
kind
about
of keeping
Squid
it
Game?
Never
scary.
even-
I mean, you're
It's
right.
scary.
The Squid Game is probably going to be the number one.
It is,
costume.
yeah, it is. People are going to be full on.
I
Squid
thought
Games.
about it. I thought about it getting like or just making because I don't buy that shit. I'm not
All right, so
buying
what
it
is
either.
what's the best Halloween costume you've ever seen anybody else wear? I like the I got to think about that.
Yeah.
Breath.
I think what's her name? Angelina Jolie played her. I've seen some really
Laura
dope
Croft?
costumes.
No,
No.
Maleficent.
Maleficent.
Maleficent. Okay.
Yeah, there. I think that I've seen some really dope costumes,
Yeah, now that you mention it, I have seen people really go
and
off.
they really go in. I like when people really just
Just go
do
for
it.
it.
I haven't been to a good Halloween party in a couple years.
I haven't been to a Halloween.
Like an adult Halloween party,
Right.
there's nothing like it. Like adults dressing up.
I will go so far as to say when I was Ubering on Halloween, those were some of the best costumes I've seen, and I picked up Beetlejuice, and this dude
Was
had
Beetlejuice.
it, and he actually went to a Halloween party and he lost to somebody that dressed up like one of like Squidward or no the starfish, Patrick.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so he lost to somebody dressed up as Patrick, which I'm like, how did you accomplish that? I mean, you're Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
You are literally Beetlejuice in my car right now.
Yeah.
Like I'm feeling some kind of way because I did not say your name 3 times,
Right.
Beetlejuice. But he pulled it off, and then he was just explaining, it's like, yeah, man, I lost, and that person was convincing it's Patrick. I'm just like, how?
Yeah.
How?
Doesn't seem-
Just
I was
amazing.
Wonder Woman one year, and I really killed that shit.
That's awesome. I was the
Yeah.
Macho Man Randy Savage last year.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a good one for you.
Yeah, that was a really good one for me. Yeah, I played Macho Man Randy Savage pretty well. I had a little bit of a problem with the weight. The shirt was too tight, but think I might have accomplished the goal. I had the Intercontinental
And I meant-
title. Yeah.
I meant to go live on our Instagram tonight.
Ah, well,
It's okay. I didn't bring my.
Yeah, well, it's all
Thing.
right. We'll do it again next year. Yeah, maybe we could view some movies before Halloween approaches and have a good time, eat some candy, and just try to avoid having nightmares when we sleep because
Oh, I'm gonna have a nightmare.
too much sugar. Yeah.
that was my Macho Man.
He went there.
I did go there.
I did went there. That's
I
what
did.
I was going to say. I corrected myself. I took English courses in college.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
College educated.
yeah, I did went there, and I'm gonna went there again sometime later on. Yeah.
All right.
That's my Macho Man Randy Savage.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty
I
good.
lent my friend of mine is actually dressing up as Macho Man, and I lent him the Intercontinental title. Like his Macho Man voice probably is not as good as mine, but he pulled off the look a lot better than me because he actually has the shape for it. Yeah, I look like I was smuggling boulders on the sides of my stomach when I was like, damn, this is sad. I need to lose weight.
My son's gonna be Kanye West this year.
Which
Wait, he
like
he didn't cut his dreads, did he?
No,
Oh, okay.
no, because Kanye West wears this thing over his face. So
Oh,
his,
okay, cool.
his locks
I
will be
see.
laid down, but right now he had me dye his locks blue, so he has blue locks now.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
But he's the Kanye West with the Donda like bulletproof vest. And shit.
Oh, okay.
And I am one of those moms that I make the costumes, but
Yeah, that's all right.
I'm pretty, I'll put a lot into it. Like when he was like 3, I sewed, I went to Goodwill and got like a red flannel, like those Old Navy flannel, like jackets and some red sweatpants. And I recreated the Thriller,
Nice.
the red Thriller, like
Nice.
leather. I even
Nice.
sewed like the little whatever on the shoulder. Yeah, I killed it.
Now that I think about it, I always wanted to be the ultimate warrior for Halloween, and it never happened.
Well, because I mean, you don't have the steroids for it, right?
Well, no, I don't. I didn't have the body. I mean, but it was the ultimate warrior. I could have. I feel like Mom missed an opportunity to paint my face in the most extravagant
That's true.
way
Yeah,
possible.
that's true.
And all she needed was like some shoestrings.
Yeah.
And the costume would have been complete in like some. I know she had some cowboy boots
Right.
that she wasn't wearing, and she could have just like painted them red and a whole bunch of different colors. Because
80s was a wild time. Boy.
yeah, I mean the Ultimate Warrior just. I mean he was out of this world. Like that dude gave the best incoherent interviews of all time. Like you didn't know what he was talking about, but he was just so enraged that you was like, yeah, come on, Ultimate Warrior.
Well, I saw an interview with a bunch of the people saying that no one else knew what he was talking about either. Like they were legitimately concerned.
Yeah,
Like
no,
he would just go off
he
and be crazy, and
just-
they were really worried.
He
Like
was legit looking mad.
Yeah.
Just insane. I remember there was a story about him wrestling Andre the Giant, and like this is when Andre was not in his best shape, so he wasn't moving around too much. But Warrior was just like it was like watching a gnat, and then Andre just stuck his fist out and hit Warrior, and that was it, and just had his way with him. Which I was just like, good for you, Andre. Yeah, take him to the
That was a
woodshed.
big dude. Did he have a heart attack?
No, I don't think
he died? It
Well,
was his heart.
But it was due to like the
gigantism was the cause.
Yeah, I know it was something about his heart.
and I'm pretty sure his consumption
Yeah.
of massive quantities of alcohol
and probably
also,
paynkillers.
Yeah,
'Cause,
played
I mean,
a-
he was, I guess, in a lot of pain. Which I mean,
but I think like his spine kind of went
Yeah.
on him. I can't say for sure, but yeah, I mean, if you've ever like taken the time to read or listen to some Andre the Giant stories, the man went through like 126 beers in one night in a hotel.
well, if you look at pictures of him as a young adult,
yeah, I mean, he just
where he was not quite as tall and big, but he was super athletic.
Yeah,
like he
absolutely.
could do
He could-
backflips.
he could
and
move
shit.
around, yeah.
and he was very strong. And then as slowly as he sort of got older, and I mean, not old, because I mean, he was younger than I am when he died. So not like he wasn't an old, but every year it's like he got more.
he declined
Like
really
his
fast.
body just started collapsing under its own weight,
Yeah.
which is really kind of sad. But yeah, he had back problems, knee problems, and
yeah.
like the stories of him like trying to get on a plane, just normal shit.
And
like,
this was 80s planes.
yeah,
so
or like
it was
getting
just-
in the car, just terrible stuff. man.
Yeah, apparently Tim White, who was one of the referees, was actually started off as his chauffeur.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so he's got like stories to tell. Apparently, there's like there's a story about him on the set of what was the movie?
Princess Bride.
Princess
That's a
Bride,
great movie.
where he let out a
Wow, that's an
15-second
amazing
fart,
movie.
which I'm just like,
That's a lot of intestine.
yeah. If you like really think about it, just like count to 15 seconds and. What Carrie, oh God, what's his name? He described it. It was just like he let out this 15-second fart, and the director and everybody just like paused, and the director was like, "Are you okay?" He was like, "Fine, boss. How are you?" And then
Hey, I mean, if you got a fart. Shit, fuck it.
yeah, but yeah, that was. I mean, a 15-second fart. That was a little bit concerning, but that was kind of him in the twilight of his life. I mean, that was like 1988, and he died in 93.
So I have a question for
Sure.
you guys. If you were to star in a scary movie, like if you were the villain, what would your story like? Who would you be, or who would you be like? Who is, I don't know, like
Wow, that's
like what would
That's
you
deep.
be? Because there's a lot of villains like scary.
that is
Shit.
deep.
That's kind of hard, huh? I'm just
It
thinking
is
like
a
who would
little hard.
I'd be
I think okay, so my person, I would be the one. Please don't cancel me for this. But I would be the villain that just runs over bikers off the road.
Yeah, I get that.
I don't think I don't think anybody in Portland would cancel you for that.
I mean,
I think we've
bikers' rights. If you've
we-
ever seen Portlandia,
Yeah, we've all had that moment with the
Just
bikers.
boom.
Yeah, I remember.
but that would be my sole mission is to go
Just
find
anyone on a
bikers.
bike.
Anybody on a bike.
Yeah,
Like, no, skateboard guy, you're all right. You're all right. Don't worry.
yeah.
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay,
No,
You're
yeah,
fine. man.
Skateboards, cool.
Yeah, you good, man.
It's like just don't hit the dude on the unicycle. Never.
He's a
hit
super
him.
nice guy. I met that guy. He's
I've
super
heard
nice.
stories.
Just a wonderful guy.
I even saw a
The
post.
Portland unicycle guy. that
Yeah,
plays
with the Darth Vader helmet
Yeah,
and the
okay.
flaming
Just a
bagpipes. Just don't hit
super nice
him.
guy.
'Cause
I wonder if he wears underwear under that. The
Yes.
kilt. He does.
I would hope so.
Yes.
But then again, you
I
would
thought
be
you're not supposed to.
Well, I mean, but he's
Because
wearing.
I've seen the naked bikers and they don't wear underwear, and that's really weird because
They
they
are-
use those Nike bikes, and that's the reason. I
No,
don't
no,
use
even
Nike
even
bikes.
worse than that. When I was Ubering, they actually went to the bars and clubs, and I'm just
Yeah.
sitting here like the
Naked?
poor,
Yeah.
yes, the poor bastard that has to clean up the benches
Yeah.
and stools in the bar. I'm like, ew. No, I was stuck behind two naked bike riders on a very long stretch of road.
Yeah.
And I looked into the abyss and it
Of
looked
nakedness.
back and farted.
I've gotten stuck twice on this side in northeast, and then in southeast when I lived in
Yeah.
southeast. Twice by the bikers, and just nothing but.
I remember. I
Just
remember.
flabby, pale.
No,
I mean, it's a mix. There's some.
The thing that just depressed me the most is when I saw like one of them having their kids with them, and I'm just like, come on now.
Yeah, because
I'm like this. Please, this is still Portland. Uncle Creepy is not but a hop, skip, and jump away.
That's
Please
not
do not.
funny. I'm not
please
laughing at that,
Do
but-
not subject the children to it.
No.
But yeah, no, I have seen my fair share of ass,
Yeah.
and yeah,
And
again,
even if it's a nice ass on
Right.
somebody,
I've never
to
seen-
On a
being
bike,
on a bike and
it's
then
just-
standing up,
there's
it makes
no- yeah.
there's no.
because
No,
everything kind of like
Like,
The last one they had, I was actually stopped on 39th or
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hawthorne and 39th, Hawthorne and Chavez.
That's
Yeah.
right, 'cause yeah,
And that's
I
where they
remember
make their
they
turn.
make their
Yeah.
So like they pulled up just as I hit the light,
oh
and it was like the first two were like blocking traffic
for
right?
everybody else, because they do that, yeah.
And it's like, okay, look, you want to ride your bike naked?
no, but it's a
I'm
long
not your
time.
dad. I'm not your boss. I don't care. But for like 45 minutes,
Yeah,
I got stuck on Woodstock for
And,
45.
like the people who were directing the traffic were very much into being sort of naked traffic directors. I don't want to see all that. I'm an old man. I don't
Yeah.
need to see. I've gone through my phases of wanting to see all that shit. I saw all that shit. I don't want to see that shit right now. I just want to go get. I just want to go get my goddamn baguette so I can go home and have
Right,
a
no, just
dinner.
have a
You know,
sandwich.
Ooh,
that's all.
man,
Yeah,
that sounds really
yeah.
Charcuterie.
And they're being all friendly and chatty, and like,
Yeah.
like, buddy, it's not as exciting for me as it is for you.
Yeah,
It's
no.
like, I mean, congratulations.
So I used to live over on Woodstock and Cesar Chavez, right on the
Oh,
corner over
right
there.
where, yeah, the apex of it.
Right there.
Yeah.
And I remember I had to park around the corner because parking in the driveway was impossible because the
Right.
street was all blocked. Anyways, and I remember getting out of the car and walking up, and all of a sudden you hear shh, pah, because they're all
Oh,
coming down
no.
Woodstock,
Oh,
and somebody's
somebody
like,
hit you.
somebody was like, oh no, they didn't hit me.
Oh.
Somebody crashed.
Right.
And they're like, oh no. And the people that I'm walking next to, they're like,
Yeah.
oh God, that's got to be horrible. A lot of
Yeah,
scraped
I know, right?
skin. And I have it on video. I mean,
Oh,
what he said
yeah.
was funny. And I have it on video from a distance. Was a skateboarder ran into a biker.
Oh,
And
yeah.
both naked, like the girl, she was, young and just like
Right.
on her bike got hit by the naked.
That
skateboarder.
can't be fun.
Well, hopefully,
Pretty intense.
Hopefully,
That's the horror film right there.
That's the real scary part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everything when you're young, everything is all fun and games, and you can be sexy. And
But I'll be
it's like,
damned if I skin like my ass or my
Yeah.
boob. That's fucked up.
No.
That's terrifying.
There's
know,
some
the-
things you just only have to do once.
No, the crazy thing is, I remember when the naked bike ride first started. It was actually a protest.
Right.
A lot of people don't even remember that. It was a protest of sweatshops. And I remember I was with I was with my girlfriend at the time when and I guess it was like 2006. Yeah, 2006. And there was like 10 of them, and they were all convening in the that little park with a gold statue on, what is it, Belmont or Burnside in Southeast Portland. And we were just like shocked to see all these, not all these, it was just like 10 naked people with their bikes. I'm just like, what the hell is this? And like, come to find out, they were doing their protests and everything. And then it just exploded. It went from, in 2 years, 10 people to 10,000 people.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay,
a
this
lot of freaking naked
this
bodies.
this is the thing that's going to put Portland on the map. Watch. This is where everybody's going to be like, yay! And sure enough, for the next, 7 or 8 years, the naked bike ride was like the thing.
Well, the thing
to do
about
in
it,
Portland.
anyone at home listening to this who's curious, you don't look as good naked on your bike as you think you do. That's the problem. There's just no way to look good. Like, you could get the most fit, athletic,
Yeah,
toned, beautiful. I mean, Angelina Jolie riding a bike naked would be like,
Angelina Jolie, I mean, she's listen, she's stunning. She's absolutely beautiful. But she's very thin.
she's really thin. I
And
saw.
so,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, that might be a little...
Well, they got that new movie coming out where I guess she's like the like
Oh, the
main-
Eternals.
Yeah, she's like
I
the
heard
main
that was the
badass.
lowest rated movie.
Yeah, I just don't buy
by-
Angelina Jolie's kicking
that
anybody's
Marvel?
ass because she weighs 98
I
pounds.
mean, she did pretty good as Laura Croft.
Yeah, but I mean, she's
in the first one.
No. That was when she was sort of young, but
Or
she's
is-
gotten
mad, just like mad skinnier.
But she's always she's now real.
yeah, like
all right.
like yeah, like oh,
I mean,
something
her
wrong.
her cheekbones were looking pretty sharp in the Maleficent movie.
Yeah, and I mean, look, I'm happy if people are happy with themselves. I'm happy with themselves. I'm not judging, but
More
yeah,
power
it was
to
one of
her.
those things where I saw her and I'm like, oh, is she okay? Like, is there something going on?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
That makes me sad.
Yeah.
I hope she's okay now.
But it's a lot of those. I mean,
But I mean,
like
yeah. Now
snacking
I just think about Chadwick Boseman now. I'm just like, oh,
I know they were going in on him.
they
Yeah,
really
it was
were.
really bad.
They
It was
really
But
were.
you and I saw him just because I've been around people who've gotten sick, and
Right.
I knew that he wasn't right. Something was
Yeah.
Well,
wrong.
the fact that he was kept it so close and didn't let people know, and B continued to like work, and that like I understand that like movie stars live a very privileged life, but if you're that sick, doing those press junkets all day long, sitting there like that.
Yeah, no. There's like a video clip of him just like falling asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the guy was like, "Are you
And,
okay?"
yeah, Vision's like tapping on him. He's like, "You okay?" And,
Yeah.
and he said, "Like, I hope so." I
Yeah.
was like, oh,
And then there's
man.
what's the movie he did? The Spike Lee five guys or five.
Right.
So there's an actor, one of the actors in that. He did an interview and he was talking about him and he was like, I feel so bad because when we were on set, I was like, oh God, this guy is just so spoiled. He has his nutritionalist with
Yeah,
him,
I
his
saw
wife is with
that.
him, and they like in between takes, they're like rubbing his feet and doing all this stuff. And I thought he's just so Hollywood. He's so spoiled.
And it was because he had cancer.
Right.
God,
Because I
that's-
think they went somewhere like to another country to film.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
I remember that. I remember reading that and just thinking, no, it's kind of like, did I tell you when we went to Chicago, we went to that Marvel exhibit?
Yeah, they had that here or in Seattle, and I missed
Yeah,
it.
they had all the costumes.
Yeah,
that
and like
used
they
in the
actually had
movies.
like the thing on a bench, and you could sit
Yeah,
next
yeah,
to
yeah,
him.
yeah.
Oh,
But the
man,
movie
yeah.
costumes, first of all, the movie costumes, it was weird because they're mostly made of canvas, which I mean makes sense because I mean when
right.
they're shooting the scenes,
It's got to be pretty light.
yeah, obviously they're not going to be wearing leather,
Yeah.
right? Like
Like the-
Doctor Strange,
Like
was
the
definitely
Batman
cloth.
movies actually wore leather.
Right.
That's why
Man,
Michael
Batman
Keaton
was the hardest. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Out of all the people, Batman's my favorite. He'll always be my favorite.
Yeah, Michael Keaton quit just for that reason. Like he didn't want to.
Well,
do it
I mean, it
anymore
had to
because of
suck
the
to
weather.
be like in the kind of leather thing, but
seals in
they
the
had
flavor.
like it was all mostly canvas,
Uh-huh.
and the thing that struck me was like, man, all those people are so tiny. Like they had the Black Panther suit,
Well,
and
yeah,
I just almost cried.
Robert Downey Jr.
But-
is like a solid 5'8".
Right,
He had to wear
Like,
stilts
the-
throughout most of the scenes.
The Chadwick Boseman Black Panther suit
Yeah,
was
just
so
so
was like
small.
something Hugo would wear, my little son, you know.
Hmm.
And the biggest out of all of them that surprised me, the woman who played Hera is actually pretty tall.
Yeah, she's like 5'10" legit or 6 feet legit.
Star Lord is is the biggest one out of the group by a few inches.
Oh,
Which
well, no,
surprised me.
Chris Pratt is
No,
no solid
sir.
6'1". Chris Pratt, yeah, he's
no,
6'1".
No, he's bigger than 6'1", man.
Is
he? He was like the Star Lord costume was far and away bigger than Thor, bigger than
Well,
Captain
I mean, but
America.
Thor's outfit is kind of missing a few because he was.
No, they had the full armor. They had
the full armor.
Yeah, they had the full shit.
But Hemsworth is like 6'3", 6'4".
I don't know what his publicist says. I'm telling you, the
okay,
Star Lord
fair
dude,
enough.
like his costume was like wow,
Fair enough.
and the rest of them were just little, kind of like very small,
Wow.
tiny people.
I felt that kind of way with wrestlers because when I was starting to actually do wrestling training school, like I learned really quick that a lot of the wrestlers aren't as big. There were only 2 guys that I saw who were legitimately as big in real life as they were on screen, and one was Brock Lesnar, and the other one was the Big Show. I mean, Brock Lesnar was just he looked like a human tumor.
You know
Like,
what my
that dude was
favorite
just mad
picture is of
big.
all time?
Was
Because
that?
Brock Lesnar is a legitimate big,
Yeah,
just
badass
a
dude.
big like Sasquatch.
Yeah.
He's just a big
Solid
guy.
dude, yeah.
There's a picture of him posing with Shaq.
Oh man, Shaq is huge.
And if you're at home, Google Brock Lesnar and Shaq.
No, Google
Because Shaq makes Brock Lesnar
so tiny.
look like a
I
little
met Shaq.
fucking...
Shaq is huge.
No, like
just-
Google,
And not just like tall, but like shoulder to
Yeah.
shoulder.
but no, Google a picture.
He's a
Beyond
big
that,
guy.
Google a picture
That's crazy.
of Shaq Charles Barkley and The Rock.
Yeah.
The Rock is a massive man. Like
Yeah.
you cannot doubt how massive a man. He's 6'4",
Right.
270 pounds. Shaq and Charles Barkley make him look like a child.
Right.
Like he's standing in between the two of them, and I'm pretty sure like he's hanging on their shoulders and his feet are dangling.
That's what's so impressive. Like the optical illusion of watching an NBA game.
Yeah.
Because you watch the NBA game and they're all about the same size.
They're all
and
pretty
then-
big, but
Right.
he's
Yeah.
big.
So it makes the you look at the guys on the court like, oh, that's a little guy. Well, that little guy on the basketball court is
6'4".
my size.
Yeah, he's a tall dude.
But also, you don't appreciate how big they are. Like just why. I remember I ran into Jason Kidd one time, and on TV, Jason Kidd looks like an average human being,
Yeah.
right? But like
No, he's
he came in. Just like
Huge.
yeah, man, just,
I
Looking
remember
like
when
a
I lived in
legit
LA and I
jacket,
saw
man. And I'm not little, and
Yeah.
he was just like, shit.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, man.
I saw Shaq when I lived in LA and he was driving with his wife Shawnee O'Neal when they were still married. He was in like a 2-door
Which only makes him look
like
even
BMW
Right.
and, or new Benz or something, and he was driving it
Yeah.
convertible. He was driving it down Sepulveda, and like he waved and everything, and like you
Yeah,
know, people were just like, "Oh, that's Shaq."
Right.
Yeah, because
But
Shawnee's
he
like a
looked like-
5'4", so she's.
I mean,
just
she looked
yeah,
like Liz,
tiny.
and he looked like this big old. Like, how did he even get into
Yeah,
that car?
yeah,
Looked like he was driving a toy car.
right.
It's just
Funny.
Yeah, you really don't appreciate it.
Yeah, no. When I saw Big Show, I was like, "Oh my gosh, this dude is
Legitimately big, yeah.
Yeah, he's just as big as on TV. Everybody else, like John Cena, is actually an inch shorter than I am, which shocked me. I mean, John Cena was still like a thick dude because he's always been pretty solid.
Right.
Eddie Guerrero was small. Chris Benoit was really small, and this is like 2004. But yeah, Brock.
So would you say in your villain you'd be like a killer wrestler or something?
I mean, when I was in wrestling school, I was a heel. Like I was a legit heel. If I was a villain, like what would I? Who would I? Whose life would I ruin? I'd ruin people that thought they were scary. I'd be like the
Like the bullies?
Yeah, I'd be the
that's a good one.
anti-hero. I'd just like bully the bad guys type of deal, and just be out of. I'd be Deadpool. I would be Deadpool.
I can see that.
I was thinking of Death Note, but yeah,
see that.
Deadpool.
I'd be Deadpool.
Right.
That'd be my horror, or Thanos. I'd just be Thanos.
Sure.
But I'd just go all the way, just kill half of the people. It's like, you know what, I'm tired of y'all, and I wouldn't have any excuse. I'd just like, no, I just hate people.
Yeah.
I just hate them. Bye.
Yeah. That's interesting. I can see it though. I can see it.
I don't know what that says about me as a human being.
Yeah, it's like I can see it. I'm like, damn. You can't.
I can see it. I can see your hatred for your humanity. That makes sense.
Yeah. He's
like
just rolling out. I'm just running around, running over like bikers.
I don't know. I think I'd probably involve a guillotine and billionaires.
Fair enough. Political statement there. Yeah.
Yeah. Or just like set like, oh, you want to go to space, do you? Okay. I'll be like the little gremlin that pulls all the bolts out of the space shuttle. Shit like that.
That's great.
That's funny. Loosens everything. So once you get out there,
Just falls apart.
Yeah.
you know, did you see that they went to space? I guess the first commercial trip to space, and the urine like was flying everywhere.
William Shatner. I feel like he was on that. He actually boldly went.
And so
mean,
piss was flying everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean that's kind of how gravity works. I don't know why they didn't plan that out. I mean the astronauts planned it out pretty well.
But how long have people been going to space? Come on.
For at least 40, 60 years at this point.
Yeah. Well, part of the problem is, I mean, there's a reason NASA's NASA, and this like you can't just buy a ticket
And
to take a NASA space shuttle
And
because they're
SpaceX is SpaceX.
professional astronauts.
One of the best movies, though, you guys, is Interstellar.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
true.
it's a very good.
That's true.
Yeah, let's just say that right now. We need to do a whole thing about. We've done a thing about movies.
Yeah, we have. Yeah.
I think I'm probably gonna watch Interstellar tonight before I go to
That's a
bed.
great movie.
But why did I say that?
Space.
Lost it.
Space.
The final frontier.
Yeah, I lost it. It went away.
And
Damn it.
that's usually when that's usually the threshold.
It
That's usually when it's quitting time. Which
just went away. It's this.
Which, by the way, we have reached 2 hours into the program, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
That's
Yeah, I
the
know,
scariest
Tom.
thing. That's the big Halloween
And
horror.
we didn't even look. We didn't even take a break. We usually take a break.
I know, right? You know, my bladder is usually begging at this point, but
Yeah.
it's just like, all right, well, let's go ahead and steamroll on through it. But thank you, everybody, for tuning in and listening to our Halloween special. Hope that we haven't ruined anybody's life or spoiled the Squid Games for you. Too bad. But if you haven't seen the Squid Games at this point, then too bad.
Like, well, who are you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're no fun anyway.
Yeah.
You're Kim Jong.
You're a loser.
Yeah.
You're Kim Jong Un.
You think you're cool? You think you're principled? No, you're just a stick in the mud.
Yep.
It's like you should have known when you heard Gangnam Style that it was going to be something.
Open.
It's a little racist.
That was a great.
damn.
That was a great
little
song.
racist
That
what
was
you're
that
doing
was
right
like
now.
cool.
Yeah,
That
I was like, wait.
Little
I was like,
racist.
I almost started
South
thinking, I'm like,
Korea on
oh
the
yeah.
map.
Yeah,
It's
wait a
not
minute.
racist.
You know the
I'm
scariest.
sorry.
Listen,
Did
let me
we?
say this.
Racist.
Wait.
Was Gangnam Style not the
Let
song
me
of
say this.
2014?
The scariest thing to me is to say something like being on a podcast now and stuff. I started a podcast before, but saying something that's gonna get me canceled.
Oh, the scariest thing.
Dude, who-
That's
Because
what
I already
that's,
was talking about the click language, and I started doing like I wasn't
That's-
saying anything, and then
That's my villain. I'm cancel culture.
yeah. Okay, there it is.
What?
Take that, Dave Chappelle.
I mean, sometimes canceled people
just
do need
going
to be
to-
canceled. But
I'm literally
like,
going to just
fuck.
like
Look, if cancel means I get
I-
a,
no, and
a
by-
9-figure Netflix contract, then please cancel me.
No,
So
I'm,
I can
I'm
be
going to
canceled
I'm
every
going to
special?
literally be
Yeah.
canceled.
Who's,
Like
who's getting canceled?
And he shouldn't
No-
have been canceled
and-
because if you watch that special, I got what he was saying. He was not. I don't think he was. Don't cancel me for saying
I'm going
this,
to
but-
be literal cancel culture
because I
Like,
know
I'm
I have
gonna-
trans
So
friends.
someone
I
will
have
finally get canceled?
Everybody gets canceled.
Oh,
Anybody
people
that's
getting
ever said
canceled.
anything,
Who's
I'm
getting canceled? Like, who's
just,
Mel
I'm just
Gibson
gonna
was
walk
at the
up to them
Oscars.
and just cancel.
Dave
them
Chappelle did not
permanently.
get canceled. He's making Netflix. You can't.
no.
be-
He didn't get canceled.
You
They
can't,
No,
say,
of
tried
course
to.
not.
you
Of
can't
course
say
not.
I'm canceled and have a Netflix special called Canceled. That doesn't.
mean,
That does not how it works.
It's
Yeah.
not. It's not
Who's
for.
been canceled?
It's not for lack of trying. I'm
They
sure
couldn't
people-
cancel Bill Cosby, and he raped like 50 people. Who's gotten canceled?
Damn you,
that's
Bill
just-
Cosby! You fucked up the Cosby Show for me, and I'm pissed off for you about that. That was one of my favorite
That's
shows, and now I
exactly
can't
right.
watch it anymore.
Did it? I don't know if I mentioned it, but did you guys know that none of the characters in the Cosby Show is actually named Cosby?
What?
No, of course, it's the Cosby Show, but they're the Huxtables.
Right? Isn't that weird?
That
though?
was weird, but I didn't care. That was
That's
one of my favorite
weird.
shows.
That's right.
None of them was named. It was basically him stroking his own ego. It's the
Of course.
Cosby. It's not the Huxtable.
Well,
Did you know? Oh, another fun fact. Did you know the wife, which Felicia Rashad, she's one of the
Seinfeld
baddest
was
women there.
Seinfeld in his own
If
show.
I was, I mean, I would marry Felicia Rashad. She was bad.
I would
Like she
still
still
marry-
is beautiful.
I would still marry
But
Felicia
yeah,
Rashad.
she's still gorgeous. But did you know that she was supposed to be like a Latina woman, like Puerto Rican?
Her character was.
Yeah. So that's why. But the
I
reason that
remember
Felicia
reading
Rashad
that.
was hired is because she was fluent in Spanish, and she just started flowing in Spanish, and they were, oh, you got it.
Okay.
I remember
Yeah.
reading about that. Yeah.
Right on, Felicia Rashad. Is there nothing that magnificent woman?
It's
can't do?
actually Felicia Rashad.
Felicia.
right?
I'm sorry.
Felicia Allen, if
Felicia
you knew
Allen.
her
Yeah.
in the olden times.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Because she's not actually married.
And Debbie
to-
Allen is
No, she's
her
married
sister.
to Ahmad Rashad.
No,
Yeah.
they divorced.
Oh, they did?
There's a chance for me.
All right.
Google Felicia Rashad Howard graduation. Stunning.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah. There it is. Okay, Halloween.
Let's go ahead.
Boo.
Let's go around the table. Let's go around the table and do our shout outs. AP Dina, who would you like to shout out to?
I want to shout out the curry chicken that I made last night. It was really good.
Nice.
And you didn't bring any to share.
I didn't because my son he's a teen.
He's a teen.
And he
Fair
eats
enough.
everything
And
in sight.
Good for him.
There was no chance.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Copy McPasty.
Shout out to old boy who did the Squid Game, man. I hope his paycheck comes in.
Yeah.
Pay that man. Pay that man his
For
money.
real. Give him something.
Pay him.
Like, damn.
Yeah. Well, I would like to give a shout out to South Korea, despite what the gallery here is saying about me and my potentially. Though I recognized that South Korea was going to be big when I heard Gangnam Style because it was massive. I was like, man, keep an eye out for South Korea.
I see.
Yeah. I mean,
It won't be
Korean
amazing.
barbecue is fire.
Yeah, Yes, it is.
The culture is fire. I will listen. Korean people, hey, what's up? Holla at your girl.
Yeah, so
Fly me
I'm
out.
not gonna sit here and let people cancel culture.
Oh my God.
Your local hug dealer.
Cancel hug dealer.
I don't have the clout to be canceled.
Well, there's that.
Just disappear and come back as somebody else because nobody cares.
Damn.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to end the show. Thank you all for tuning into the House of Sound podcast. Halloween
Have some
special.
more candy, man. Jesus.
Yeah,
This is
make
the
sure.
real scary monsters. Depression.
The scariest monster of all, trauma.
Trauma. Damn.
And with that, we will see you on the next time. Take care. Have a very wonderful Halloween. And we will see you hopefully before Thanksgiving.
Peace.